Hi, my name is Chris Roberts, and welcome to StarCast.
But yes. Welcome, everybody, and welcome back, Mr. Cliffy.
Hey,
who was
better.
sick.
Yay! I'm glad you're better.
He had Ebola, so he's better now.
He had death, but he got better.
Yeah, he was dead, but we revived him. We rezzed him.
He felt good enough to buy two javelins and 2 Idrises, so.
Yeah, he was dead, but he wasn't dead yet. So he was
Cliffy,
mostly dead.
Cliffy's a bit low, and then of course, big mega welcomes back to this guy down there, Mr. SgtStakas.
Stakas.
What's he doing over there? Is he doing a name?
SgtStakas.
It's you, Stockass. Stockass out of stock.
His name is almost StarCast.
It is almost StarCast.
It was meant to be.
I am almost StarCast.
Almost. He's like 3/4.
Wait, the quarter was that donkey. Why I have
donkey.
resentment.
I have no idea. So welcome everybody tonight, and of course, Mr. GioGetMoney. Hey, Gio.
What am I going to drink tonight? Y'all choose.
What you got there?
Mango?
Four Loko, you crazy motherfucker. That is
4 Loko, motherfuckers.
He's always a
Mango or peach? Vote right now.
Jesus.
Peach.
Peach or mango? I have no idea.
Peach.
Berserker.
Hello.
Hello, Berserker. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
And then, of course, Mr. Captain Flint.
Yar, mateys.
Yar.
Welcome to the cast. Glad to have you all here, mateys. Yar.
Yar. So, tonight we're doing a holiday crazy fest.
Yes.
We have a lot of shit to give away tonight. Merry, happy holidays and Christmas Kwanzaa. And so,
Hail Christ Roberts.
Hail Christ Roberts.
Hail Christ Roberts.
This was the date of the birth of the Christ Roberts.
Yes. That's what we celebrated, right? That's the reason why we have the holiday sale, right?
Are you married? How
Right.
did you?
Confirmed.
Nothing, Uber Nerd. We have absolutely nothing to say. So
It's like we were the wise men and we just gave him dollar pledges instead of gifts.
we were the
my
stupid,
dollar.
the dumb guys. We weren't the wise men. We were
Kool-Aid drinking bastards.
We're the wise guys.
We were the wise guys. All right, so just to get everything warmed up, try out the giveaway system. I'm just gonna do a real quick giveaway. We got ships and shit to give away tonight, but this is just a stocking stuffer. So let me just double check, make sure I got it right. This is just a little stocking stuffer.
A stocking stuffer. Is that the guys that shove socks down their jock to make their penis look bigger?
Those are cock stuffers.
Those are cock stuffers. Totally different guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me, they're called budgie smugglers.
Budgie smugglers. Yeah, so I'm giving away the an Aurora LN model from Takusuku, the guys who make really
It's
great
a model.
models.
Yeah. It's a model.
But that big.
It's about that big. It goes in your hanger. It's not a real ship. It's just a hanger model. So I'm going to be giving away that one. It's an Aurora LN, which is the #1 bestest ship ever according to Test.
#1 bestest.
Squadron.
Test Squadron.
Actually, hey Domo, if you want to give away 2, you can give away 2. You can have 2 winners because I have one to give away 2.
All right, we'll do 2 winners. I don't know how many.
Get out of here. Get out of town, Cliffy. You got shit to give away.
Clifford having ships? What is this? Some sort of topsy-turvy?
Well, this isn't a ship. This is a model.
It's a model.
It's only a model. It's only a model.
Yeah, it's a little gets you a little open box.
It's Camelot. It's only a model.
Let's go on with the Vapidcast. Let's
We are never vapid on this cast ever. So if you guys are looking to talk about Star Citizen, fuck off. We got nothing to talk about tonight.
Excuse me, but I think I bring about 100% vapidity to this cast. Guaranteed.
You do, absolutely guaranteed. Let's see, game giveaway.
Now, I would like to start us off with.
Yeah, why don't you talk about news while I get this going here?
Yeah, the news is good. 2.1 is in PTU. That's the big news. Yeah. The other news is that there is a sale going on right now, and for this last couple days, where you can buy cool stuff, including, I don't think they have the packages anymore, but they had $30 anniversary packages.
5,000 of them.
Yeah, and a news in terms of like around and diverse news, as it were. See what I did there? See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
In the greater spectrum of the internets, we have much more attention is being drawn to Star Citizen. A lot of new people are starting to talk about Star Citizen. People who haven't even mentioned it before, or people who've only kind of mentioned it in passing, starting to stream it. They're starting to. I mean, I saw people who are survival gamers and like first person shooter players who are starting to like make YouTube videos about it and so on and so forth. So
this is good. Okay.
Make YouTube videos or just put their names on them.
I don't know, because all I've been seeing is like a lot of the YouTube people who I'm subscribed to, a few I don't expect at all to be Star Citizen fans are putting up videos saying Star Citizen 2.0 alpha. It's like, what? You did like Ark yesterday. Why are you now suddenly into space? You know,
the bandwagon is real, bro.
Yeah.
But seriously, though, I mean, we know
all aboard that train.
We've known that Star Citizen is going to change the industry. It's going to be the next massive thing for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's just other people are starting to realize.
Absolutely. And honestly, for the state of the game, it's better that these guys get in. My biggest concern is this, and we can talk about this as we go here, but
a little more detail, yeah.
What's that?
We can talk about a little more detail later.
Yeah. You want to go on? Is what we're saying?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just say that we have to. If you guys are Star Citizen fans and you know about these ships and you know about the game and you're big fans and you're finding a streamer that is stuck, do what you can to try to help out. Because
or YouTuber
too. Yeah, like leave little notes and comments and say, hey, look. If you've gone to the left there, you could have seen that this room has all the things you're looking for. A lot of times it's tough because streamers tend to have egos, and when you suddenly mention that you know how to do something that they don't, they kind of can get a little bit tricky. So you got to take it gently, but help them out as best you can because honestly, it will help the game grow if we can help these guys get in. Because to try to say that we own this game, like. All of us here, Bad News Baron, WTFosaurus, all the guys, Grokkies, all the guys who normally stream this, we don't own this game. The minute that Co and JP and all these other guys start streaming this as a full-time deal, they're going to crush us, and then they're going to move on to something else. They will not play Star Citizen for years and years on end, like the rest of us probably are going to. So,
however, they will bring a lot of exposure to the game.
Yes.
And it's up to the community itself to really make sure that these guys understand what they're getting into, because a lot of times, and they've said, some of these guys have been very public in saying this, is they have no goddamn idea what Star Citizen is. Like they've bought it or they've heard about it, but they really never really understand it because they don't have time to like do research. A lot of these guys who are professional YouTubers or professional Twitch streamers literally are always filming 24/7. They're doing stuff all the time, and as a result, they don't have time to do the research. And Star Citizen is complicated.
And it's even more critical now that we inform them now, especially people in overseas, because when you were mentioning about, the ship sales going on, the taxes over there are changing overseas. They said the prices are going to go up for European, the euro. So I think it's more than ever to get as many people as you can in now before, not only VAT hits them, but also the dollar changes are going to happen, because Ben was very adamant about that they're going to need to get done.
What the hell was that?
What is that?
I don't know what's going on.
My other thing is muted, so it's not coming from me. Is somebody watching the video in the background accidentally?
A needle dick.
It sounds like Bikeman in the background.
Something I will add to the emergence of larger streamers and YouTubers covering Star Citizen, and also, as Berserker mentioned, it's up to us as a community to sort of inform them due to the fact that they're busy and they don't have the time to do that research. I would just plead all serious Star Citizen backers to represent the community in the best light possible.
Don't come in there and be like, you're a fucking moron because you don't understand what a Mustang is.
It does. It is cringeworthy. I'll tell you this. It is very cringeworthy, guys. When you go in and you watch somebody and they walk around a ship and they're like, what's this thing? And, it's like an Aurora, the most iconic ship in the game. And they're like, what's this little thing, So it's hard to watch, but you got to be good.
I think one slight difference that I've noticed with now I'm having more dealings with developers and stuff for getting keys and things. A lot of developers who have a better streamer outreach provide info packs. They tell you what's the game about, what should they be showing off, what's interesting, to give them that kind of kickstart into showing the game. With Star Citizen, we don't really have the manpower in the community team to do that.
Well, we don't have any advertising budget, so there's no budget to actually have someone make that.
Yeah,
We
so
could
they
make
have
it
to
for
go
them.
in
We should make a
cold
streamer
and dry
package.
and just.
And that's not
Great
good.
on
You want to lube it up first.
That sounds very ass.
You do. You need to warm the oven before you shove the turkey in.
Yeah.
That's what spray lube's for, bro.
Yummy.
I will confirm what Flint's saying there, because when I was fortunate enough, thanks to all you guys, you lovely motherfuckers out there, to go down to PAX last year, as being in on the sort of media crowd, I was given by my liaison to Star Citizen a basically what they were calling a media pack, and the amount of information, the amount of pictures and videos and links and all that sort of stuff that was in there I was quite surprised that they were actually doing this. I had no idea that SIG was giving people this amount of information for these events, and it was actually really refreshing and encouraging to see that they were putting the effort in to give these people who potentially knew nothing about the game the amount of information they were giving them. And it kind of raises the question, though, if these packs are being given out to these larger streamers from SIG, providing they are, what's the excuse that they kind of, don't know what a, particular ship is? Because quite honestly, they give you so much information. It's almost astounding that these people,
I kind of think in a way it might have something to do with they're just too damn busy.
Yeah, like I said, they have too much. They don't have enough time on their hands. Like what really did, and this would be a good thing for the community. So if anybody is watching this right now, either after in YouTube or listening to this on the thing, if you want to come up with a too long didn't read description of Star Citizen for content creators, I mean that'd be an amazing thing to do, because it would help. Because again, us who are Star Citizen content creators, I'm going to be playing Star Citizen until Star Citizen servers are shut down. And I will be showing Star Citizen until that happens, and probably until after that, because I'm sure someone will put together a server like
like Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure something like that will happen. I'm sure all of us will. I'm sure all of us will be doing that as well. But this isn't for us. This isn't for the people who are going to come in, day out and play Star Citizen. This isn't even for the fans who are coming in, day out for Star Citizen. It's for people who are interested in the game and will actually expose the game to more people. We are the marketing department in many ways. The fans are at this point. And if we do a good job of making sure that the game looks good, or that other people enjoy the game and understand what the game's about, it will help everybody, because then we have more players playing the game, which means a bigger universe, which means more money for SIG, which means a better game and a longer game run.
Future Man's here. Future Man's
Hey, Future Man.
So yeah, exactly. TLDR would be nice. Exactly, and maybe we could do something like that. That's a good idea. Come together with some kind of little quick deal. But here's the deal: as Star Citizen gets bigger, it's becoming more and more like Eve in that regard. Like there's just so much. I mean, when I was watching JP play on his YouTube video, he walks up to a Mustang and he goes, "What is this ship?" And someone in the audience, he's walking around it for a few seconds. Obviously, he's like streaming it, and somebody in the audience goes, "That's a Mustang," and he goes, "That's a Mustang? How the fuck do you know that?" And it's just like, well, it's because we eat, breathe, and shit this stuff. We know this stuff like inside and out. It makes it to us. It's just like, that's a Mustang. You just look at it, you can see the shape and the silhouette of it. But for somebody who's just coming in,
between an AK-47 and an M16, in a game, because the shape,
the shape, yep, you can instantly do that. But for people,
how do you know your mother and your father, the shape.
Mom's
just gonna say it.
Well, they both have tits, but
it's like you go to Bangkok and you're not sure, is it a girl, is it a boy? I don't know. Do I mind? These are the questions that we need to ask. No. It's really imperative as us as community members to make sure that those streamers and those YouTube content makers that are now starting to get into it, I don't want to use the term cash in on the popularity, but I know Gio will crack the whip on that wagon.
He is the wagon master.
He is the wagon master. It is up to us to make sure that those creators and people getting into the game are well informed and aren't conveying misconstrued information to the rest of the people that may not know what Star Citizen's about, but are definitely paying attention because their favorite streamer or their favorite content maker is dialing in on it. So it's really up to us to make sure that they are informed but not alienated from it. We don't want to alienate them from it, because the more popularity that they build for the game, the better for everyone.
Yeah, it's more, it'd be like what. Yeah, it's like Ben Lesnick. He wants to populate this universe with many different types of. The more people get in, the more type of ships you'll have in the universe.
By the way, I use your. I have your emote on here, Future Man. Your nice moves emote. You guys can go ahead and type in nice moves.
I have the T-shirt, but it's upstairs. Yeah. I have the Nice Moves T-shirt, and it's awesome. FMG, I love that T-shirt. But I was going to say on topic that I think what we're having right now is growing pains. We've just gone through our pimply teenage years. Suddenly, we've gone from like a squeaky voice kid to suddenly growing to this massive thing with
a huge cock
2.0 and all the videos.
And so much confidence.
And CIG just isn't keeping up with that right now. So the tutorial there is a tutorial. The tutorial is buggy. Doesn't cover everything. But the thing is, I don't think they're prepared. Like, we're seeing the big streamers get on it, but those big streamers aren't. CIG hasn't approached them and given them packs, said, "Hey, play our game," because they're not at that stage yet. We're not, as a game, we're not at the stage to do that yet.
I'm right now in the background playing this, and I'm playing pre-alpha 2.0. This is like pre-alpha.
This isn't even 2.1. This is 2.0, right?
No, this is 2.1.
No, it's 2.1. It's 2.1. It's got the Freelancer there.
Now watch. There's a very good chance I'm going to fall right to the fucking floor here.
Yeah,
and I did. Okay, so. Oops, and it crashed. So that's the kind of shit we don't want streamers doing. We don't want them, especially the big ones. We don't want them touching it and having that happen. Cause
that is one of the problems. But I think one of the things is that is just being able to tell people, make them understand that, like, the game is buggy. The game's going to crash. This is just a preview of what you're going to see in the future. Is important, because I think in the future, Star Citizen has a lot of things that content creators love. It has just running down the basics. It has emergent gameplay with PvP and just individual interactions.
And roleplay
qualities, which a lot of streamers and content creators like. It has an in-depth universe with a lot of story and lore, lots of missions you can complete, and again, I can do playthroughs. It has it's not like on rails. It's an open world, which a lot of lots of open world games. It's a sandbox. It has elements of a theme park as well. So because that overarching lore, you can kind of do stuff. So it's got a little bit of everything. It's perfect for, and because it's all in first person perspective, there's a lot of cool things you can do and enjoy. And I mean, Flint does his Friday Night Throwdowns, where he just kind of exploits what he can do with the game right now, which is a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but like I said, we are the faithful, the faithful to Christ Roberts.
We're the crazy ones who decided to jump on this before it's even playable.
We are willing to put up with a lot of shit that other streamers and communities probably won't, and that's why we're saying I don't want JP or Co or anybody like that to play this right now, because it is so fucked up. It's just going to be.
I'd like to play them in beta when it gets beta.
Yeah, beta would be much better.
Well, actually, I'm gonna tweak your answer to that, Geekdomo. I'm gonna say I want them to play it. I just don't want them to stream it just yet.
Okay.
That's good. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
I want them to be better informed about the game, the state of the game, what the game actually is, and how well they're progressing, but not necessarily have to go through the frustration of trying to play it while streaming.
Mm-hmm. Now, going on to the news, we've discussed this. Which is great.
Yeah, we can move on with the news. Go ahead.
That's a terrible segue. Bring it on.
Yes, that was a horrible segue. And news.
Talking about dicks. Look at that donkey. No.
The 2.1 is released, so this is for a very limited number of backers. I think almost all of us here have access to 2.1.
No,
not me again. So
Sig snubbed me.
They stubbed me as well, but they gave access to my wife, which I never understand. My wife has access. She's secretly reporting at night, like I'm asleep, and she's sitting there being like, like writing code and stuff. Like, she was a modder, so I don't know, So I had to give her an early Christmas gift of Freelancer recently, so we can do this. But
I know that was a euphemism for dick.
Yeah, because it's a flying.
You had to give her the Freelancer.
It does look like a large penis.
I know. It's all right.
It's a flying penis.
Yeah, and even Xylo asked me because he had PM me and say, "Hey, did you get into the PTU?" It's like, yeah, because I put in over 35 tickets.
Clay, Toon, all them. Oh, by the way, all my mods are eligible for all these prizes tonight. So go ahead. Congrats, Toon.
35 tickets.
Yeah, I put in 35 bugs from the last one.
I put in like 3 or 4, but they were like.
Let me interrupt because we're gonna do a real giveaway now. So what is? Oh wait, we're gonna do another one for Clifford. I'm sorry, one more for Clifford. Okay. Go ahead.
Why don't you just draw it twice so you can have one person, the first person wins?
I don't have a thing to draw it twice.
Look at it. Make it happen. It's your bot.
I don't code, and I wish I did code. I draw pretty pictures. That's all I'm pretty good for.
Fair enough.
Okay, this is another one. This is the second one from Clifford. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Can I go?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. With 2.1 right now, we basically have the Saber, which is in gray box, which is only in hangar mode, and we have the Freelancer, which is effectively you can fly it, but everything else is so buggy it doesn't work. You can't really use it in combat. The weapons jam or they don't fire often. The audio bug with it where it constantly sounds like it's firing is issue. So the Freelancer is in, and saying all these things, the Freelancer is like butter. Beautiful.
And updated Vanguard too.
Oh, and the updated Vanguard as well.
I'm trying to show you guys this. It looks so good.
Now, what all did they do with the Vanguard?
The Vanguard, they added the cockpit inside the actual internals. They've added a lot of that. It looks right on the outside because they actually added the outer wings that they're folded up. You can actually see them now. Bigger gun a totally different gun on the front of it. Totally different gun. Big gun.
Is it huge?
It's a cock.
Yeah. Is
it a brr kind of gun? Is it one of those guns?
Yeah, it looks like one of those guns. It looks like
Magic Dragon.
It's definitely an E-ping statement.
It's a Gatling gun.
Yeah.
So it's like the A10 Gatling gun, just like
brain and death.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And so you can get in and out from the back, and it's parked kind of crooked, like somebody slid it in there, but it's there.
But other than that, the 2.1 is that's pretty much it. I mean, there's some other things that are added, but there's some things
Hollow table.
The hollow table does have some.
We're going to do that tonight.
It was tweaked, yeah.
I haven't looked at that yet. I want to go see it.
Yeah.
It's basically just clearer.
Yeah, and it takes forever to load still, but also it will leave one of the bugs I reported, like everybody else has it. It'll leave some of the interface on your HUD.
Yes, it
just
does
a little
that.
interface schmegma just hanging around.
They also did the cover system go in. I forgot. I read the notes rapidly when I was downloading. Did that go in?
Not yet. Now, I was going to go on with that. There are some things that that have not been implemented yet, which are hinted at being implemented. The EVA system is in. It's buggy. It doesn't work in small corridors. It's okay in the open space. Yes. But when you try to get into corridors, you bump into anything because it's a mixture of animation and ragdolls. You just kind of ragdoll around for a bit, and then And then like last night, I was playing it, and I almost vomited trying to get around.
It's rough
because it was that plus the slow frame rates because it was chugging. The servers were chugging. So like even my viewers were like, "I'm gonna vomit right now," and I'm like, "I feel you. I'm gonna vomit right now."
The frames per second is definitely much lower on this now.
Yeah, I actually had a pretty hilarious one last night. The combination of the derpy new EVA and the buggy as hell Freelancer. I managed to EVA through the roof of the Freelancer. My character then, it was still EVAing, it was in EVA mode, but it went to the gravity and it slatted onto its front. So it was laying on it. My guy was laying on his belly on the floor of the Freelancer, just flopping around, waving his legs around like a fish. It was crazy.
I had the same thing. I was bringing a box back from the derelict station, right? And I'm pushing a box out into my Freelancer, and I was doing this today, and I got right inside the box right inside the door. I'm like, yeah, I put it in. And as soon as gravity hit me, it went pulled me to the ground, and my legs broke. Like it snapped both my legs all like wonky, and I was laying on the ground sideways.
And since we're on this subject, I'll go ahead and add to it since my segment was about the EVA. Yeah, in EVA 2.1, basically Sean Tracy went into a long spiel on reverse to verse about it. And basically what they did was going from the feet, the normal way the physics would work, they shifted it to the hip portion of the center mass of the body. So that way it would give the proper effect when you're EVA and when you're actually moving because most of your weight's in your center mass and not down at your feet. That's why it seems so different and
no.
it acts. What?
Go away.
Someone trying to steal your ship?
Yeah, Sentinel 37's walking in my. Get away. My ship.
Go, shoot.
Shoot.
But I mean,
I got
like they
fucking
said,
rats
I was
on
having
board.
a good time. I was having a good time EVAing outside of my Vandal Scythe when I was around the meteor rings of Yella. Yeah, and I was out there floating it, and it worked perfectly as far as like I noticed the difference of how when I moved, the body shifted and rotated more in the center mass than on the feet.
Yeah, it's a lot more realistic in the sense that in actual space EVAing, you have to make sure you know where your center mass is. You also have to be very slow and deliberate in your movements.
Yeah.
Because if you're not very slow and deliberate and you try to go too fast, everything, because there's no resistance, you just start.
Yeah,
overshooting
you'll start spinning and you'll start going.
Yeah, and so in game, it's very similar to that in EVA right now, where if you're not slow and deliberate in terms of your movements, like little taps of up, down, left, right, turning, that kind of stuff, then you're going to start flipping out, and you're just not going to figure out what you're going to do. So it's nice, but it's not there yet, not quite there.
I can't do it on third person either. Like that, it just
Yeah, and it actually reacts different in third person than in first person. In first person, it's easier to EVA around, but then when you go into third person, it reacts a little bit differently. With when you're moving your mouse, it moves in the direction your mouse is pointing. Automatically, your little propulsion will activate when you're moving your mouse around versus you doing your WAD, which is different than when you're in first person. So they got some real work, but I see where they're going with it.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I just don't like this implementation. It just doesn't seem quite there yet.
We've had people call in from Europe. By the way, the lines are open. You can call in anytime you guys want to and just chat with us.
And if you want to ask a question, you can always hit ! Question.
Yeah, or you can ask ! Question, and you can do that, or you can just call right in and chat with us. If you have a question, and we'll get to it a little bit later when the question and answer section comes up, but the best way to get and talk to us right now is to just call. And you can call in.
And also what's new in the Freelancer, if you haven't, Domo, sit in the second seat and you can see the first iteration of the actual interface there for the Freelancer as far as, but you can't really interact with it yet because it's not active.
But I'm showing everybody the Freelancer right now. We're going to talk about this a little bit. The Freelancer I bought in September of 2013. It was my first larger type ship that I bought. I was so excited when I got it. I made a video about it. Imagining what I thought it was going to be like to actually fly in the Freelancer, because back those days, today was the very first day I've actually got to do this. But so it's been 2 years, and so I would sit in the Freelancer and pretend I was going somewhere, and I had no way to actually do it. So I just generated a nebula in the background and took a screenshot of my Freelancer and then cut the windows out and then moved the nebula in the background so it looked like I was flying to the nebula. Those were different days, of course. Now we're actually able to fly, but there's some major controversy going on right now about this dashboard and the window.
I love it.
It's great.
What's to not like?
Well, okay, here's what
I will.
Go ahead. I was gonna say, here's the thing that's pissing people off is that it's long, right? So if you guys ever had a minivan, it's kind of like a long minivan dashboard, right? And then on top of that, the front is very crushed down a little bit. The windows are very crushed down, so you don't have as much of a field of view looking this way. Now, if you had a Track IR on or Oculus Rift, it probably wouldn't feel nearly as bad because you could look up and look and left and right. But when you're just sort of stuck looking like this, it does look a little bit squished in the middle there.
I personally love it.
I will play devil's advocate and say that it is not a very good view, and it will be a terrible view for trying to do anything with combat. And I can see why people dislike it, because there's a lot of empty space and leaves like wasted space in the front.
But it's not a combat ship. It's
not a combat ship
truck.
But it's not a combat ship.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a multi-crew ship, and so the limited view is okay, because you should have 2 or 3 other people with you, one person watching your scope, and managing the radar systems, which aren't in place yet, and another person may be on the gunner, so the gunner can start reporting, hey, he's behind you, he's to the right, he's to the left.
The fourth seat back there is to monitor where your space hookers and make sure they're still alive in the crates.
Yeah, well, that's also to the advocacy jammer, the thing that registers when the advocacy is nearby, so you can be like, cheese it.
Dump them into space.
I mean, You know, if I've ridden in big rigs before and in buses and stuff up in the front, and this cockpit so suits that. I mean, for one, you know, the deepness of the dash is just like my friend. And then when I rode in there, that they would have all kinds of knickknacks. They would have their schedules, papers, notes, all there on their dashboard because they had to have all that room to set everything. So if they get pulled over by the cops, etc., they can pull out their bill of lading, their sheets, and everything. It's all right there, you know. And and Darren, when I was streaming this last night, I made a joke saying that, what if you're going into a system, okay, and they actually have space highways where there's a lot of traffic moving back and forth between a busy planet, and you could get you literally a radar detector to sit on your dashboard to detect your speeding. So if you're not speeding or going faster, so planet side, I think would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the way that Grabby Hams works, you can also probably use it as a way to put extra things. Like you could put like a picture of your
loved ones or something like that, or your models.
Said fuzzy dice or some of your models. Yeah, you can put your models up there because of how Grabby Hands works. You can be able to put it if there's a space for it. You can put it on there.
If you can smuggle stuff in that dash, I think it'll be worth it. Because like it's real hard to see, but if you can smuggle stuff in there, I think it'll be worth.
And it goes with the MISC theme of it being built like a freaking tank. It's a trucking machine. It just like the MISC Starfarer has the same window, but theirs is much larger because it's a huge multi-crew ship.
Yeah.
So it's got a larger view span across of it, but like Berserker pointed out, it's all about the multi-crew, having your different people doing different functions there to help you while you're focusing on trucking to the place you need to go. Other people are doing what they need to do to help you get there safely.
And I will say, even though it's not a combat ship, it's got size 4 weapons on it. It's got the same kind of firepower as a Connie, and it's smaller.
And the guy who would go in the back and get in your back turret will have a wonderful view out of that cockpit because it can bend all the way around.
It's such an amazing turret. I just love it.
Well, I mean, personally, I love it. I think it looks great. And if it's still a massive, massive window compared to an actual spacefaring craft, which have the little viewport things.
The old ones
and
like
if you
that.
look up right now, that skylight, glorious.
Yeah, it looks great. I can't see it because it's attached to my mouse.
I managed to get into a dogfight, sort of, because I couldn't fire back with the Super Hornet, and the speed and maneuverability of the Freelancer is ridiculous.
It's really good.
It is
Yeah, if you notice the new type of the model on it, if people actually look at it, you see that through thrusters, they used to just pivot back and forth, but also has this like back spine that connects to both of them. It's like a little cup that rotates with it. So it's got, I guess they added it for more structure stability. Yeah, I think.
And the thing about it is that the top speed is 175, but the
oh my god, the Super Cruise is fucking crazy.
It's
1125.
Yeah, 1,250. Yeah,
1,250. Let's go right now. Look how fast this thing. We're gonna get up to speed.
Now, if you're in space combat maneuvering and you hit the turbo mode or the thing, it actually goes the boost. Not the boost, but the afterburner. Yeah.
Afterburner.
The afterburner, it actually goes up to 500 meters per second.
We are right now cruising.
It's the fastest boost or afterburner in the game right now.
We're cruising at 1239. Now, this is just the Freelancer regular, and the Freelancer Max has twice the engines.
Yeah, you got to remember Xi'an technology.
Also, you got to remember that the propulsion is based on the weight of the vehicle. So when this is full, that boost ain't going to do buggery.
Yeah, but it's also, the space combat maneuvering is going to be like 100 meters per second. But I think it does a really good job in showing that the Freelancer is designed to go fast in a straight line.
Well, which is what you want.
It's designed to get you out of trouble.
That's exactly what happened today. I pulled into this derelict station, and 2 guys started shooting at me, right? And I was like, well, fuck this. So I just put it into SCM and cruise and bolted out of there. And I was easily able to outrun them. They couldn't keep up with me at all. And that's what you want. If you're hauling ass, or you're hauling truck, you're trucking, whatever, and you got a whole bunch of space coke in the back, and you got some cops coming up on you, you want to run. You want
to smoke it and bandit that stuff.
Exactly.
Get the hell out of there.
Eastbound and down. Roll it up and truck you.
Do we have we got a caller?
Oh, we have a caller. Okay, caller, who's calling in? What's your name?
Hey, it's Neil Cario. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Addy.
Not too bad. Just had a quick question for you guys.
Okay.
with the developments regarding the procedural planets, has there been any announcement, or you guys expect any announcement on expanding the universe? I think currently we're something around 120-something systems. The procedural planets should greatly speed up the development of planets, granted you'll still have to make the hubs and landing areas. But what do you guys think is going to happen going forward with this?
Good question. All right, I'm going to hang up, but thank you for calling in, and we'll answer your question now.
Of course.
All right. I personally think that it's going to be. I think that they're going to try to keep it tight. I don't think they're going to ever go into the Elite Dangerous, No Man's Sky route. What do you think, Stakas?
Well, that's what they said on Reverse the First. He said we're not trying to go the No Man's Sky route. Who's that? Sean Tracy.
Yep, Sean Tracy. Mm-hmm.
He said, yeah. Well, he said it's not going to be in that depth, but there is going to be like animals, water, trees, forest, stuff like that. But like as far as like little civilization towns and stuff like that, I don't think they're going to have that from what he said.
I honestly think it's actually going to make it. It's gonna add efficiency, yes, because you can procedurally generate stuff. But where before a planet was basically a ball with a texture with a built-up landing zone, with procedural tech you have to put in all the parameters that tell that planet what it's going to be, the procedural seed, all the information that's going to build that planet. You then have to build the landing zones into that procedural planet. So all that work is still there. Figuring out what fauna or what flora is going to be there. It's actually still going to be a lot of work. It might be slightly more work, even though the procedural tech's there, because you'll have players actually being able to fly around a lot of those planets. So you have to put a lot more work into each individual planet over what would ordinarily be just a clever texture with a landing zone and a flight path. So
yeah, I think the procedural generation wise, though, the main goal that I think Sean Tracy was real adamant and happy about this new tech that they've built, that the Cry people in Frankfurt were working on, was the savings in memory bandwidth and everything, that this will help them. I think the main goal of the procedural was not really necessary to make it easier or faster, but to make it more efficient as far as like what it'll tax the system with. And I don't think they will I don't think they'll add any more systems, but I do think they will add eventually rogue planets that weren't listed, so you can discover them. I think they'll add more of that.
That's the whole purpose of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to make it faster; it's to make it better, and also to make our experience of those planets that we will be getting much more visceral.
It'll be a little easier for them in the sense that the procedure will do a lot of the heavy lifting for them for those little things. Like you don't have to have a guy in there just like putting down, here's a tree, here's a tree, here's a tree, here's a tree, because that takes forever. And if you can imagine the size of, like they said, I think someone did on Reddit said that the size that they have right now is the size of India, of the landmass of India, is how much space there is right now in terms of procedural generation for what they showed off. So trying to have that many it's not possible. You're not gonna do that. So it's gonna make their jobs a little bit easier. But even then, the cities and the landing zones, they're going to be procedurally generated as well. But they're working on a similar tech that try to be like, okay, so this is the old town, this is new town. Let's just try to make it so that the cities aren't like zones like we see in like MMOs or RPGs, where it's like, okay, here's old town and here's new town, and it's like old town is all these broken down buildings, the new town is all these gleaming structures, and there's no kind of like drop off in between. They're trying to make it a little bit more naturalistic in terms of like saying, here's the old broken down, here's all these warehouses, and it'll slowly turn into like this big gleaming city that we see.
Let me interrupt real quick. Evo Streams, you have to write a message to Clifford and tell him you won the model. And Toombs knows how to get in touch with me. Toombs, I'll give you the model from me, because I know I talk to you all the time. So Toombs got the model from me. Evo got the model from Clifford. Now we're going to do the first Freelancer giveaway for Mr. GioGetMoney.
Woo!
It's a big one. This is a big one. Freelancer. Hypoo. All right. What would you like the keyword? You have to type in the chat here, in our chat, what you'd like the keyword to be, Gio. Tell me what you want it to be.
Tears.
Oh, no, you're not supposed to say it now. You gotta type it in.
Oh, okay. Got that one in.
Type it in and I'll set it up. It's not tears. Stop typing in tears. I know right now before I've even done it, they're all typing.
Sorry, that's so funny.
Okay.
Yeah, look, type in tears.
Cheers. All the tears. But yeah, as Zerk was saying though, they actually talked on one of the first couple of Frankfurt office around the Verses. They talked about that they're working on procedural tech for procedurally generating cities in a way that felt organic, and that's the trick.
Yeah, that's different, but still, all of these things combined will make it a little bit easier for them to populate things.
Yeah,
so they don't have to do it by hand. Still, I don't think because of the way that they want to balance the universe, they're not going to increase the size of this.
No, I mean they will do eventually, but I don't think as they release, it's going to be a thing.
They'll have to go up with the population. Like the more if we have like 4 million people in Star Citizen, that's going to be kind of crowded. Even if you got 120 something systems, those systems are going to get kind of crowded really quickly, since like more than half of them are not in areas where you're going to have
all those people typing in tears and ass hats.
Ass hat tears.
Yeah, and I like how they described how they don't want, how Sean says, we don't want it in a No Man's Sky-esque way, because it's your story you're going to create for yourself, not that we're going to give this narrative that you discover. It's basically you're dropped into the world, make it the most of it.
Yeah.
Stakas, do you have something to say?
You also got to remember that they're going to add stuff at the end of the game. They said after the stretch goal stuff, and like I said, if we still have stretch goals, there'll be a lot more shit. So that's why they exit that shit out and just said we're going to wait till the game ends, get out the shit that we got now, so people can stop crying and hating, and then just put out all this extra expansion stuff for us. So there's definitely going to be more plans.
What are you thinking, Stakas?
I won't say that they're gonna start adding, DLC like upload. Sorry, my brain, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Like the minute the game comes out, they're not going to go, oh look, we're going to get the next 50 systems. Blah blah blah. The best explanation I can have to the gentleman's question was, you have to compare Star Citizen and a game. I'm not comparing them identically, but like Elite Dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
As
it's a fair one.
I'm going to say Gio's going to he needs a new car. So he's got the choice. He can go down to Toyota and buy a Camry, and there are many like it.
Reliable.
Millions, in fact.
Reliable.
And in ED's case, 400 billion Camrys.
Just a
lot.
And
the problem is that they're all kind of like a Camry. They're functional. They do what they need. They serve their purpose. Other than that, they're pretty fucking forgettable. You see one on the road, there's another Camry, you don't look twice. Gio wants a unique experience. He wants it tailor-made. He wants it detailed. He wants it unique. He wants it to stand out. He goes to West Coast Customs. He selects a car. He gets it tricked the fuck out. It is unique. It's something that stands out.
It's
every detail. It's Gio's car. It's got the fuzzy dice. It's got the carpet. It's got the plush trim on the roof. It's got the whole lot. Low rider, you name it. Spinning rims, whatever. The whole lot. And that's kind of what Star Citizen is doing. They're more like, rather than a guy just knocking out cabinets, they're artisans. They're making specifically designed and unique environments that are telling a story themselves. The environment's telling a story. You get down on the planet, the atmosphere is going to instantly tell a story. Oh shit, it's murky. There's, weird aliens all around the place. There's something weird's going on this planet. It's telling you a story. You go to the next system and it's something completely different. It's not another, D20 spiraling in space that you sort of try to land in and get shot at when you crash. It's each individual system and each individual planet is its own character, and it tells its own story. Yes, they're going to add stuff eventually. It has to happen, because after how many years are we eventually going to end up sort of exploring all of these things? So they'll add it very slowly, but it's not going to be like en masse, bulk production. Shit, we need 500,000 systems. Fucking throw them out there.
Yeah.
No. We want 5 new systems. We need to tailor make. We need them to tell a story. We need them to be immersive. We need them to be a character in the system. They need to be their own character. And that's definitely what Star Citizen is going for.
What I would love them to do is when they did that, when they released those 5 systems, they don't tell a soul.
Exactly.
They drop in some jump points in some systems that lead there and wait for people to find them.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be beautiful.
Very badass. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now, as for, I think we was gonna cover that next. That's the big thing is the procedural generation. I think we covered pretty extensively what's going on. So
Other than Pedro did excellent on the music for it.
We got to get Pedro back on here at some point. He'll probably come back on in our drop of a hat. The giveaway, guys, is only for a ship, not a package. I wasn't clear enough when I wrote the thing up, so apologize. It is just a ship. If you do not have a package already, you'll need to get one. But if you're getting a free freelancer, buying a packaging, nothing but a thing.
Yes, $45.
And they always have the option to melt it down and buy what they want with it if they want to.
Yeah,
you can go out and buy yourself a Cutlass package for the cost of a freelancer.
Talking about unmelting, what do you guys think about the unmelt system?
Let's show that.
I'm waiting for it to be fixed because you can't use store credit yet.
You can't use store credit yet, but it is pretty cool. I'm gonna go show everybody this.
I was pissed about that.
Yeah, and then Ben came on really quickly to say, no, it's coming. They messed up on their end, and they gotta fix some other stuff. They said that they're having issues with, but I'm hoping. This
is pretty cool. What we're talking about, guys, is up to this point, if you had a concierge, which means you spent over $1,000 on this game, you had a custom person that you could write to. And they would say, hey, I'd like to have this particular ship unmelted, please. And they'd go, okay. And you would have to then put the money back in your account. So if I wanted to unmelt this Freelancer MIS, I would have to have at least $165 in my account. Okay. Now they've got it. It's actually in the game. It's actually within the game itself. You can do it all yourself, which is causing people like myself and Cliffy. Probably everybody here has melted down ships. And you go back and look at all the ships you once had, and you're like, holy crap. But the cool part is you can buy some of these ships that had LTI on them and things like that. You bought them right when you bought them. They bought them for some kind of a sale, so you can get those old ships back. Like I think this old freelancer might actually have LTI, and this was 6 months insurance. But pretty cool stuff.
So that's new, and along with that as well, we have the sale that's going on. And I believe the Reliants are on sale. The Reliant variants are all on sale. We've got 3 new variants. We've got the Mako, which I love the name for because I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. So, Mako. The Invincible Mako. We've got the Kana, which is the military variant. And the Mako is what they call the news van variant, or what people are calling the streamer or the YouTube variant or the content creator variant.
We don't know that's what it's actually used for yet, but that's what we're calling it.
Yeah, well, that's what they've been referring to. There's like called the news van variant. It's like for streamers. It's like
basically, it's more geared for the people who like to make videos inside the game or cover news. Basically, what they boiled it down to is they wanted to make something that, say, the base could utilize, or even StarCast, if Domo wanted to cover a big battle that's happening, and he could remain neutral and could fly around watching people get blown up and everything, and do a live coverage that people could watch in the game as it's happening.
Well, it's not necessarily, but it's not just restricted to the Mako, because the Herald can do that too.
Yep.
It just doesn't have.
They're going to add the little modules on where you could, configure it how you want to. But that's the main goal, is to be able to give content creators, like in fiction content creators, basically, Domo can out there and cover a big battle if he wants to. And people can watch it while they're playing a game, or race or anything, and they could be in the game still playing their game while watching it in game, which is awesome.
The meta
watching.
But I think there is actually another awesome role that ship could fill, and the reason why it's a news van / tracker, it has enhanced functionality to get information about ships and the pilots of those ships and all the rest of it, extra scanning capabilities or whatnot, so that they know who everyone is. It would make a great custom ship or similar role, because you when the ships come through, you can do the scanning, you can figure out exactly who they are. You can record everyone that's coming through. You can video for evidence.
Yeah, you can also use it for like bounty hunting as well. Like if you want to try to identify someone nearby.
Crass Kitty was doing like some RP today in Elite Dangerous, and she was being a space cop. and she was scanning people's cargo holds. So yeah, exactly, something like that would be fun.
Yeah.
And then the last one I can't remember the name for, but it's the research variant. I
can't seem to find him on here.
Yeah, the science.
Is it on? Which page is it on?
It goes to the front page, and
just on
you
the front page.
I couldn't
click
find
on it.
Sula or Sent or something.
Yeah, they're all very Japanese. They're all Japanese names, because the kana is I think it's a term for writing, or it might know it's a term for. It's a term for
we got to remember the Xi'ans aren't they? Didn't they say they were like a Chinese Asian kind of cultural
it's
like type?
MISC. It's a MISC ship, so we're talking about Musashi Industrial Starflight Concern. So it's from Japan. It's like it's a Japanese spaceship manufacturer.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it has Japanese names to it, and of course the Xi'an also have that kind of Asian feel to it as well. So
yeah, thanks to chat. It's called the Sen, but it's awesome, and I have one.
And of course now the base line is now called the Core.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting for us to get credit so I can unmelt. Like, I got a lot of LTI Reliance, so I want to unmelt them and then convert them into these new ones so they'll have LTI.
Okay, I got a question about that. Okay, if I buy back a ship I melted, can I gift it?
I think they said yes, it was giftable.
No, really?
I believe.
No.
If it's purchased with money, you can't use it.
I see what you're saying. If you yeah.
Okay, well,
it's
if that's
usually
the case, I want to give away this LTI Gladius. I'm about to buy it back. I don't want it to go to waste.
What are you kidding me?
No, I'm for real.
We've still got 3 ships that we have to give away.
Seriously though, Gio.
Just making it rain.
I don't want the LTI ship to go to waste. It's sitting there. It's a nice glass, and I already got a free one because of
that Gladius paper.
All right, so we're giving away this Freelancer. We're gonna give away a Gladius, and then we're gonna give away another Freelancer.
Yep.
And then
you guys also have your ships to give away, and an Aurora,
and a Mustang Beta.
You guys, merry fucking Kwanzaa, Christmas, Festivus, and shit.
Yeah.
Happy New Year's.
Gio is going crazy tonight. Thank you.
There's going to be a lot of giveaways.
Well, we're going to have to make the giveaway shorter. We're going to have to make the giveaway shorter. Because, yeah. Everyone's like, these podcasts are getting more and more awesome. No, this Gio's getting more and more crazy.
That's loco.
I was going to say, he's drinking more loco. That's what it is.
Whoever wins
it reminds me of that one character in the RoboCop series. I'll buy that for $1.
Pretty much. Hey, random aside, as we're talking about Gio, how's your streaming going now, dude?
It actually went pretty good the first time. I had 15 viewers. Woo!
Oh, that's a great start.
That's solid.
That's a really great start.
I had like 3.
Yeah, that's a great start.
I was lurking in there, and it was nice to see Gio play some Rocket League. It was pretty cool.
That's great, Gio.
People were pissing me off the first 5 minutes of my stream. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, fuck it. Don't worry about it, man. We all screw up. It takes forever.
Not to chat people in game.
Yeah.
Can somebody please link Gio's channel? Like, somebody do some shout outs for Gio, please, because he's now starting. And everybody here, here's a deal. If you enter this giveaway tonight and you're trying to get one of these ships, you must follow Gio. That's like the requirement.
Follow Gio. Yeah, you
gotta follow Gio because
Gio.
I don't have a way to make my bot do that, but you guys need to do that, please.
Yeah.
Do you not have a way to do that?
I'm about to go ham on.
I can make it follow me, but I can't make it follow Gio.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow. I didn't know he's streaming now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started last. What was it? Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah. Shout out to Cage Geeks as well, because Cage Geeks stayed up with me and Gio after last StarCast and helped them get everything set up. And Cage Geek was
they're gonna help me.
Awesome.
Cage Geek is a solid dude.
He is. Yeah. Well, he's gonna come back on the and next week. By the way, we have Crass Kitty coming. We're gonna have another girl back on the show, so this is gonna be great.
Hey, and spoiler alert, she's very crass.
I don't give a shit. We're fucking crass, and this is great because
she's
accepted, sir.
She's very posh. Very posh.
Very posh.
She's very posh and very, very, very like a flower and very gentle.
She does stream Star Citizen. She has played a little bit of it, but she's
a hardcore elite person. I don't give a shit as long as she plays space games. She knows what she's talking about because she role plays really well. I watched her do it. It's a game that Derek Smart made. All right, let's move on. Go ahead.
About equal when you got to pay the feature. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, Gio.
I thought that was banned now. We can't talk about
you can't talk about
Stop talking about Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're
next thing in the news, yeah.
Kasaba, I'm calling it Kasaba Gulch. I don't know what else people call it.
Let me go see if I can show it. Go ahead and keep talking about it. I'll try to go over there.
But Kasaba is now open, sort of. It opens.
It's very open.
But which I think just me, because I'm a complete fashion, in games.
Me too. I'm all about the clothing. I really am. I want my character to look hot. Yeah.
And I mean, like, I'm going to be doing a fashion show, a live stream, a fashion show, and everything like that. I got to talk with Clifford about that, but because he's got the $1 Million Hot Club. So,
oh yeah, that's another feature that was in 2.1 that they dropped. Yeah, you can get into $1 Million Hot Club now.
Which you could do in the PTU 2.0, but you couldn't do it in the live release, right?
In 2.0, you can't do it either. They didn't have access to me and my hot club. People were glitching into it, were copying certain packets to put in there, so they had access to it. But it wasn't implemented until 2.1, which I'm PTU testing.
Damn, bro.
Nice.
Did you figure out the how to get friends in there part?
No, we've tried it. Me and Prox and a bunch of others. I tried to add them to my group to see if it would pop up on their list, and it's not. So it's obviously the friend invite is not not working. But what I did last night is I came up with a good idea that people who kind of watch me when I do stream is that when I do give a giveaway or stuff, I'll give them an availability to get an invite to my Million Mile Hog Club if they win. So nice. then they'll get to visit the club.
So they get the VIP pass.
Yes.
To go in for your club.
Yes.
Club. Can I start calling you Mr. Clifford? Let's call you Mr. Clifford. Mr. Miku. Mr. Miku.
All right, here we go. I'm going to go into Kasaba. We're going to look to see if we can find the cheapest, lowest prices in the universe.
The literally lowest price.
So I'm really excited for it because hopefully it means that we have shopping here soon, because the 2.1 was supposed to be the shopping update. Things get dropped off. It's understandable. But maybe in another PTU patch coming up, we might be able to get this.
Damn.
I just watched that on the screen. That was
His hit that pole.
Rock bottom prices. These prices are insane.
Rock bottom prices.
Damn, bro.
So hopefully it means that we can have not only shopping but persistence and more customization. So I could I want to wear my sweet duster while I walk out, or my sweet coat. And
I also hope they come up with different styles of Moby-Glass, wristbands that you can wear and stuff.
Bling out your Moby-Glass.
Yes. Oh yeah. Mine's a gold Rolex Moby-Glass.
Yeah. So that is a possibility that we could have shortly. But that's exciting, even though it's kind of glitchy.
Oh my God, you're walking like Christ!
I am holy jeez! Oh, Chris Roberts.
Y'all just raped the shit out of my email.
Yeah, you guys make sure you're following Gio, please.
Yeah, my shit just blew up. I'm like, oh shit.
Sorry, I had to go pee, but I heard Clifford say Moby-Glass. They will be doing multiple Moby-Glass because as an early backer, I have a special one.
Yeah, we
should be receiving.
You and I, and a lot of us have the Explorer version of the multi-class.
Yes.
Which is like.
I don't know if I got that one. Where do I get that?
It would be in your. I don't think it's in the. It's not credited to the count yet, but it was one of the stretch goals.
Yeah.
Oh, how long ago? Because I came in at 15.
2 years ago.
Yeah, there was some concept art for it somewhere, but yeah, if you were in the early batch.
Yeah, and like they said before, any of these things that they're getting extra, they said there'll be a different version you can buy in the persistent universe. Like theirs might be a blue color, but the one you can buy might be a red color in the universe or whatever.
It'll be the same thing. It'll just be slightly different. It might have some custom decals or something like that.
Incidentally, has any of you managed to take a very close look at the Moby-Glass wrist unit?
When I'm sitting in the cockpit of the Vanguard, I was able to look at it a lot better, or the Saber.
So remember that bug where you'd spawn in the middle of nowhere with all of the pirates?
Yes.
Ships?
Great, yeah.
I spawned there one time with no people, but their Moby-Glass was still there. And I was able to fly up so that the camera was right on the Moby-Glass and look inside the thing. Oh. That has so much freaking detail.
I bet, right?
It's a freaking, it's just a menu. It's just a fancy menu for us to use in game. But they put always it actually projects the light. You can actually see the light project.
No, it has RGB projectors in there, and it has mechanisms inside the mechanism. It has screws on the back inside the strap.
Yeah.
Actually, inside the strap. I couldn't find it because it was in a long stream, so I couldn't find the highlight for that little bit, but it was crazy.
It's insane in this game. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Now, of course, right now there's a huge bug here on this place. So the level of detail is all fucking weird.
LOD pop everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's also, I think it's what's it called excluding or it's excluding. It's like not like you can go and it'll pop in and pop out, but it's
culling. Is culling what you're talking about?
Thank you, Captain Flint.
That's
I was
what
waiting for Flint to.
We need to get Flint to also wear sometime or another one of those college like graduation caps or whatever, so he can put that on and give us the educational to the Quebec.
It actually is, and especially with this British accent, so it's even better.
Perfect. You got to do that, Flint. You got to get one of those. That'd be so hilarious.
And we all sit here with a dunce hat.
Yeah. Everybody get a dunce hat, put it on, and they say, "Okay, Flint, you got to send us to school again."
No, I just know game dev stuff. The rest of the time, I'm pretty stupid. So,
well, you're not dumber than that person who's not smart.
Also, the Australian in the room is currently looking more British than me with his top hat.
Yeah, I love that top hat. And he even has that monocle.
All right, next thing. What are we gonna talk about next?
That was the news that I had.
That was the news. Okay.
So we had a couple of questions in chat. I saw scroll by. So someone asked if the color of the HUD is going to be changeable. So I would definitely expect yes. Yeah. And at the very least, we know from at least in earlier versions, I don't know if it's still there, but you're actually able to change the HUD component of your ship to a completely different HUD.
Mm-hmm.
So you may be able to get like fancy Apple 9000 crazy HUD thing, which basically useless but looks fancy.
A Jarvis HUD.
iHUD, indeed.
iHUD. Well, each ship manufacturer has its own operating system that creates its own HUD. So each ship runs off of a different OS. That's to the ship. So like Anvil OS is what we've been using usually, but we also have now the MISC OS. We have the Aegis OS, we have the Consolidated Outland OS, and the Origin OS. I think we're missing, and RSI OS. We're missing the Crusader OS, which is the will come in with the Starliner. But
yeah, and technically wise, like coloring and stuff on UI components like that it's just a parameter.
It's a matter of digits. I mean, you've done it on the Elite Dangerous because you can actually go into the you have to go into the files and change it. But it's just a matter of like changing numbers. It's like, hey, let's make this 101 instead of 010, and it'll change the color entirely. So
but also, like you've noticed that he's been changing the UI setup, kind of like when you get in the Freelancer, how its UI setup is totally different from anything else, which is really neat. I love it that Zane's doing wonderful work on that.
Yeah, I think Chris has mentioned on numerous occasions of in response to questions almost identical to that, that eventually he wants the inside of our ships to be very customizable. You know, custom pictures on the walls. You want a naked nudie lady calendar on your wall. You want all that sort of crap. Great.
Confirmed.
Exactly. Space nips confirmed. But the HUD was definitely one of the questions he answered. And he said eventually it's going to get to the point where you won't have to go into an XML file or anything like that. It's going to be a freaking slider.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, how hard is it to have an RGB slider for your HUD? I mean,
or just an RGB selector. You just
exactly. You know, I'm sure Zane's probably already got that shit on lock. It's just, you know, that's not a priority.
You can do that in Elite, but you have to do it with an external site. But it's just a basic RGB color thing that you put into a config file. It takes like 2 seconds.
And that's reiterating on the fact that Star Citizen is more of an artisan thing where they want you to custom build the world around yourself. They want you to tell your own story. Customizing, you know, the outside, the inside of your ship, your hangar, all that shit. It all just sort of adds together for you to knit together your own individual universe.
Simmer's right. What about fucking
compared to anyone else?
About a slider for motion blur? Can we get that one in there, maybe?
Yeah. I mean,
at any point now, that'd be great.
No.
Well, one thing I did notice in 2.0 that they added more sliders for the sounds in the game. They did add some more. They
did add some more for that, and they did mention that they had a poll out there, or they kind of just got a general poll of who uses. It was on Reddit, I think. One of the developers went on Reddit and said, "How much do you use motion blur?" like who turns off motion blur here? And like I think the overwhelming majority of people are like turn it off because it just ruins my frame rate.
Yeah,
I turn that shit all the way off.
we talked about it when we had a developer on here at one point. I don't know who was on here, but we had some developer on. We said, "Why do you have it on?" They said, "Well, that's just the default from CryEngine." And I think we asked him, he's like, "What?"
I think it was actually wasn't it Lando who talked about that?
No, I don't think it was Lando because this was before Lando. Lando wasn't even there yet. This was back when StarCast was on the show and everything back in the old days. But anyway, we asked them and they said, "Oh, it's just a CryEngine thing that's built in." We're like, "How hard would it be to turn off?" They're like, "It's just one thing we just turn on." I'm like, "Well, why don't you do it?" "Oh yeah, we could do that next patch. We'll just turn it off permanently," and they never did, and it's still there. So I don't know if
it hides. It does hide frame rate drops, but the problem is that it's how buggy the game is. It also causes frame rate drops. So
wow, we have a shitload of questions. So if Cliffy,
could you link the questions doc as well, Cliffy?
Can you do that? And then Cliffy, you're going to talk about another game. Let's do that real quick before we go into the Q&A. Then we'll just go right into
Yeah. Here's the link for everybody there for that. And okay, what I wanted to talk about because I haven't been on in a while, but I'm always scavenging at the internet for the next greatest
space game,
sci-fi game, space game to play because there was Everspace. We went and did that on Kickstarter. We did what was the one that they just got done with?
Oh, I know.
Baron streamed it. But anyways, I found
Battlescape.
Battlescape. Yeah, it was the next one. Well, here's the next one, Planet Nomads, and I want to link it in chat. Planet Nomads has had this sandbox builder that you could download and install as you subscribe to the website, and you can manipulate things and build different items and stuff. It's almost like Space Engineers, but a little bit higher.
What was that other one that was not like Space Engineer? It was called Empyrean. Empyrean was like Space Engineers on the ground.
Yeah, Empyrean it's fun. I like that.
That was a good game.
But this Planet Nomads is that they just announced this December. They released a trailer, and you can go to that website and see the newest trailer. But it's going to start in January 2016. They're going to start a Kickstarter, and this is the game they want to launch. Basically, you crash land on a planet, and everything's procedurally generated. And you basically find, scavenge, build yourself a home, and eventually other ships will crash land on there, or you'll find ancient city parts and stuff, and eventually you'll be able to leave the planet and go to another planet and to another planet, and they're going to just keep expanding upon it. So it's basically like another No Man's Sky, but
this is right up my alley right here. This is fantastic.
Minecraft and everything. It looks like it's going to be a very fun, intricate game to play.
Will it be multiplayer at all?
That I do not know, Domo. I haven't researched it in that far an extent. So far, I know it's standalone, but I believe it would be multiplayer capable.
It would be great because we could play this instead of like Hurt World or one of those.
Yeah, it's pretty space engineering with the building from that video.
Yeah, it looks like
colors
Imperium
are awesome.
too. Yeah, this is just like Imperium, just better graphics.
Yeah.
So it's really neat. And so it's just another space sim to throw in the lot that we can look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Tis a good time to be a space game.
I know, right? Star Citizen started this all off.
Yeah.
Price Roberts.
Praise Christ Roberts. All right,
but I just thought everybody in the audience would, be interested in watching that one.
They say how much it's going to be?
Yeah.
No pricing, no nothing yet.
When is it?
I bet you it's early release. How much you guys want to bet early?
Probably early access. That's the reason why they're talking about it now,
but
for sure.
How much? But when does the early access start, Clifford? Do you know?
I don't know. They're going to do their Kickstarter right in January, in the month of January.
Okay, so they still got to do this.
The game is called Planet Nomads, and I'll put a link up in chat down there for you guys.
Cool.
For the if you want to go check out.
I don't know why they would call it Nomads, and some of this artwork look like No Man's Sky. I mean, I would have just found another.
You think it's an awful? Like the name is pretty close to the No Man's Sky. It kind of sounds like it a little bit, I guess. All right,
but it got me when I saw them start working with the tools and working with the miner stuff. I said, "Oh, that's a game I know Domo would have modes of fun."
Absolutely, I love survival games. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're gonna start with our Q&A time.
Oh shit.
Let's see.
Poor Loco getting to you, GL.
Right there,
He's getting really drunk here. How much?
Actually, where is that?
We got 2 minutes left on our thing. Let's start off here. We're on number. Holy shit.
Bro.
What?
Come on, bro.
What's up, bro?
Bro.
Question number 106 from Trophy If I've melted a ship with LTI, will I get the LTI back if I reclaim it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just did it right now, and I got my shit back with LTI and everything.
We're gonna give that ship
Never
away.
left me.
You want to give that ship away last or next?
We got one away next.
Okay.
We'll say the freelancer for last, I guess. I don't know. However you want to do it, I don't give a damn.
Q&A time. Q&A time. All right, so the answer is yes for that one. Next question is Kayatsu asks, your estimate on when we will get procedural generation and planet-side landings?
Spring.
Yeah,
I think spring. To me, this is my beef on this. I would be just happy with what they had right there because I would love planet-side battles, just us to fly on the planet's surface and battle.
I need to
Great
practice
cat, that
my
shit.
landing.
Yes.
I've been saying this. CIG, let us lean out our gray cats with guns.
Bro, they gotta make that
That's all I'm gonna ask. Okay,
You like jousting?
So, I mean, like, remember the scene in Serenity where they rob the bank and they're just like they're booking it out of town, and there's the Reaver ship that's coming after them. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to. That kind of stuff I want to see. I want to see people booking it, shooting away at ships or at pursuers behind them as they're trying to make it back to their caterpillar so they can get out there. So trying to avoid the lot. That would be amazing. I love that kind of stuff. And it's pretty standard in a lot of first-person shooter games. I mean, it was able to be done in Halo in 2001.
Oh, hey, KTB 537-1. Congratulations, KTB. You got to claim it. You guys have 1 minute to claim it. If anybody claims, don't do it. You're going to get timed out, and you won't be able to get the next one.
Congratulations, matey.
Yar.
Good job.
It's a grand hall of booty there.
He hasn't claimed it yet, so...
Yep. Exclamation mark claim.
Exclamation mark claim, but please don't do it if you're not the winner. It will time you out. You won't be able to get in the next giveaway, so don't do it.
But yeah, we usually have about a 6 months gap between something that's announced and when it's released, and it's usually completely different when it's released from what it was announced.
KTB, type in claim, exclamation point claim. He's like,
it will be more awesome, is what it'll be.
Yes.
Also, it would be a great time to go as the Rovers as well.
Mm-hmm. Like the Ursas, and it would be kind of cool. Now we've got a caller.
Okay, he claimed it. All right, caller, 1 second. KTB, you're going to have to contact GioGetMoney. Gio, say something in chat. You guys have to talk back and forth and get that worked out. We're going to get our next giveaway started up right now, so thank you. And caller, who's this calling?
Caller is Stray UK in chat.
Hey, Stray UK, how you doing?
Not too bad, man. Hey, right, so I was doing some cleaning today, and I was listening to an interview with Chris Roberts saying that he didn't think it was worthwhile spending money on advertising on TV or cinema advertisements. I went to see Star Citizen, no spoilers, just for. In the trailer before the movie, there was a Meet Dangerous advertisement. Do you think it would be worthwhile, or would the community be pissed off if CIG ended up spending some of the backer money into TV or advertising in any way? Because right now they're kind of doing it at zero cost. That's my question.
All right, thanks for your question. Have a good one.
Cool.
What I would say is if it was very targeted, like the next Star Wars movie is coming out next year. It's not the next episode, but it's kind of like a side movie. If CIG had stuff ready, like if it was in a beta form, if Star Citizen was in a beta form and they wanted to advertise it on
Squadron 42 advertisement.
Yeah, like a Squadron 42 advertisement before the next that Star Wars movie would be perfect. It would just absolutely target. I don't think anyone would complain about it.
Because it has Mark Hamill in it.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but the problem is that it has to be ready and it has to be targeted. I wouldn't expect like a giant campaign, but that's what Elite did. Elite just bought an ad before Star Wars. That's all.
Yeah, that's definitely I could see them doing. Okay, Star Wars 2 comes out, or the next Star Wars, and they do an advertisement for Squadron 42 because that's a standalone game that will just come out. It won't be multiplayer. It won't be relying on server code or anything like that. That'd be perfect for them to advertise Squadron 42 and to bring in new backers. Say, hey, you get Squadron 42, but look at all this other stuff that's going to come out later.
That's the point. With a finished game that people can buy, that advertising will pay itself off with the return on that investment. Yes. And it's all about the return on investment.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see an advertisement campaign, but I'd like to see one that sort of said, Star Citizen, we don't need Star Wars to promote our own stuff. Something that really sticks it in to say, yeah, exactly. It's like, Star Citizen, you thought Star Wars was good. We don't need Star Wars. Yeah, so just something around that realm. I've got a slogan. I didn't think about it too much.
It's still a good idea because there's a lot of out there who have been brought into Elite and even Star Citizen because of the Star Wars movie.
But I could see them getting Mark Hamill as his character, the old man, walk onto the screen and say, "Oh, you were expecting something from Star Wars? Well, check this out." And then
you were expecting someone different,
yeah,
and then just hop into a Gladius and fly away.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
I can tell you guys this right now from that Sandy interview. It sounds like they're going to ramp up some of the advertising for next year. So you guys could definitely look forward to that, especially with Squadron 42 being its own game. It needs to be advertised. So I don't think anyone should get.
At a certain point, I don't think anyone's going to get angry that they're going to do advertising. It's just not right now.
I think there's some asshats in the community that will get it. Like, what? My money's going to this?
Those people
I think if anything,
like
they're surprised.
Brackets. They're brackets is what they are. They're concerned. Okay? They're just the
Concerned.
brackets. That's all they are.
Excuse me, Mr. Chris Roberts. I'm concerned you're using my backing money that I gave you back into Kickstarter. That you're using this for unwarranted, solicited purposes. Excuse me, sir. No, I think, you know what? I think 97.5% of the population of the Star Citizen universe would actually welcome SIG investing a small amount of funding into some sort of campaign, some sort of advertising, anything to get the fucking word out to the general public that, hey, there's a thing, it's awesome, you should check it out. I don't think anyone in their right mind would complain.
And honestly, the reason why we have, back to the earlier discussion we have, a little tie into the beginning, but about streamers, is the reason why a lot of the streamers and content creators coming in and being like, what the fuck is Star Citizen? Is because there has been no advertisement. There's been no like Elite advertises, and it advertises it's a space game. You can do all this crazy stuff, and there you go. That's all it needs. You just need a trailer to kind of like a TLDL trailer that lets people know what's going on. And it doesn't. Star Citizen doesn't have that because it's not in that form. It's not ready for it. It's not ready for that.
That's why I say.
Commercial would you give for this?
Yeah, well, that's why I was saying point a commercial towards Squadron 42, because if they can do a Squadron 42 commercial that goes to the masses, that is going to be a complete episode 1 game that they know it won't be buggy as shit because they're not messing with any wizardry of netcoding, instancing, etc. That will open the doorway for them to say, okay, this is a part of the Star Citizen universe, and there's more for you to find out later if you so choose. You know, it gives them a little nudge in the right direction.
Yeah, totally. And honestly, I trust their approach to marketing. I trust completely.
They're very good at it.
We've got like 3 years down the line, with not a single penny on marketing spent. They could have spent money on marketing. They could have done easily up to this point. Like when they went over that 5 million, they could have said, "Oh, we got another $1 million. Let's spend some on marketing." They chose not to. They stood by their approach they were doing. And look at us now. We're over 1 million kind of backers. We have $100 million, over $100 million.
Yeah, 101,487,000.
They know what they're doing with marketing.
All that without any marketing because of the strategy they have put in place. And they could have spent money to boost it up massively. They did not. They spent money on things that were more important. Like, I mean, they have spent money on things like getting out to conferences, but they've done it well so far. So if they choose at some point, they say, okay, we have this money set aside, we're going to budget it, we're going to market it, we're going to do some advertising. However they do that, I just have faith that they've got their head on right when it comes to the marketing, and it's going to be money well spent.
All right, let's move on. We got a
I can see the hate now.
shitload of questions to go through. I mean, we have a lot of great questions tonight, so let's try to get this
awesome.
Let's see. Next one is, what are the plans for any major event post-launch, such as plague sweeping through the banded humans or alien hive mind wanting to infect? This is from the Watcher. Any kind of, do you guys think there might be some kind of thing other
they
than
did
Operation
mention
Pitchfork?
something way, like at the GDC announcement, they mentioned post-launch a possible civil war between the Eastern and the Western empires, between Terra and Earth being the two major points, because that's always going to be a point of contention. But of course we're going to see that. I mean, WoW did it so successfully for so long, and it's become a standard for MMOs that you have to, even Elite does it with its community events. Something similar to that, somewhere between the kind of weekly community events and the like major like a month, 2 month long like events that can happen in WoW will probably happen in Star Citizen. I like I'm sure like we'll have like one of the stars going supernova and they need to evacuate it, and so they're calling out for all these ships, and you see players from every ship, kind of like why am I blanking on that moment in World War II history, where the British were rescued at not
Verdun. No, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Flint, help me! You're a military man. You served in the
I know. I'm liking watching you flip around like a fish right now.
Careful, tread carefully.
But yeah, the great evacuation. Like you just see every type of ships coming in to help evacuate.
The Battle of Dunkirk.
Dunkirk, thank you.
By the way, real quick, I just want you guys, I'm geeking out on this windshield. I love this windshield just because the reflections are coming off of the dashboard and they're being stretched and, they're like a real reflection on the glass. It's just beautiful.
It is beautiful. But quickly back on point. So the time for the writers and the things writers have been saying in their comments on the chat to a dev threads on the forum, basically they're going to be looking at what happens in the verse. We are going to be incrementally affecting the economy and the lay of the land in the verse, and all they have to do is write based off what we do, and that can flow into kind of global events that way. We will be affecting that law, however small that effect might be, and they just got to keep writing it through. Like Pitchfork is a good example, and the way they embraced that more specifically.
For those of you who don't know, Operation Pitchfork is a player initiative to try to retake Vandal space at the end of beta. Just random trying to plug it in because there's probably like 100, 200 people in here who have no idea what's Operation
That's fine. You can tell it. Go ahead. There are people in the verse who think that these guys are lunatics, but
we are. But
there are some that are.
Every time I hear mention of Operation Pitchfork, I can't stop but think of myself, like in my mind, Operation Spork or something, like Spork. Something.
Operation Spork.
Operation Spork. something ham-fisted and ridiculous that just goes ridiculously wrong. I mean, believe me, I think SIG needs an en masse kind of
stress test,
server stress test that just every prick and their Aurora just charges the sun or something ridiculous. I think that would be fantastic. It's been going on for so long. People will be talking about Operation Pitchfork. Every time I hear, I just imagine a bunch of people running around with sporks.
I mean, it could be incredibly successful.
It could be. Now it's all over the chat now.
So it puts me in mind, very, very quick segue. Puts in mind of something that happened in an old game. I still love it, but I haven't played for so long. A game called Dark Age of Camelot.
I love Dark Age of Camelot. God, yeah.
And there were these tiny little guys on the Hibernia realm called Lurrikeens. And there was this big trolley event that happened where a bunch of people from a couple of servers all got together through whatever the media was at the time. They got together and they all went into a roleplay server and they all made Lurrikeens. And they made a guild called the Lurrikeen Uprising. And there were literally hundreds of these little buggers that just swarmed into PvP at between level 1 and 10. So you could just basically make it into PvP and just swarmed PvP and just devastated everyone with a massive Lurrikeen army. And people were just doing AoEs and killing hundreds at a time. And they just kept on coming because there were thousands of the buggers. But yeah, something like that is
great.
Amusing to see.
It is great, and for a fact that when Star Citizen finally gets its feet on the ground and everything's rolling smoothly, that kind of weird stuff's going to happen, and it's great. That's the kind of community stuff you look back and remember. We did the same kind of thing in EverQuest. We used to do dwarf races from one part of the map all the way to another part. Everyone was a dwarf, and we all ran through the towns and everything, trying to get to the harder parts of the map and raid a dragon or something like that.
But this is what you're wrong about. The game is a scam, and it'll never be done.
Oh, absolutely!
Totally scam citizen. Scam citizen.
It's a scam. Everything is smoke and mirrors, as some not smart people would say. So
Yeah. You have been banned.
A question from Envoy. I'm going to try to keep pushing through the questions. Sorry, guys. Please clarify, will the Starfare be able to fit into the current Rebel in York hangar, or is the hangar increasing size in the near future? I think it's...
They expanded upon that. It's going to expand. They said they made it bigger.
It's made. I had to make it bigger. They have to, because there's other ships that have to be squeezed in there as well, too. So
Chris Roberts said they're going to expand it to fit.
Next question is... this is for me. Now that you've had a taste of space trucking and the Freelancer, how are you excited for the Starfare? I sold my Starfare a while ago to an old tribe member. I did. Well, look, at the time, was
It's going
able
to be
to
the rise of the Domo tribes.
I was able to get into I was able to get the freelancer. Now listen to me. When at the time I had the the freelancer was a truck. The Starfarer, all you could do was ship space lube, and as exciting as that is, the only thing you could ship in it was liquids, right? And now the Starfarer is this big fucking hulking ship that can do all this great stuff. And now I'm kind of kicking myself that I don't have it anymore. I might have to melt one down and melt something else down and get it because yeah.
Well, it has the big internal cargo, and then the fuel pods in the back can get replaced with hard cargo boxes as well, so it can cargo the crap out of shit.
Cargo the crap out of it and space lube as much as you want. So I know.
Plus, it looks like an iron tank.
It looks badass. I know, but the old one didn't look so great. It didn't look great. Actually, at the time I got rid of it, there wasn't even any concept art for it. There was like one drawing.
Well, did it have any LTI tokens?
It did have LTI.
Well, if this teaches anybody, the ships just get better and better. Yeah. So if you first have an inclination to get a ship and then you see something better that comes out, still keep that other ship because I'm pretty sure it's going to come back around the block and come out even better, and you'll get a better deal. Just like, I mean, the Idris is a fine example. Look at it now compared to the first iteration. It was just a Corvette. Now it's a frigate. Now when people seen them actually walking in it, it's this massive, massive capital ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ships are definitely getting better. So hang in there. Yeah.
And when you look at the Constellation, I didn't have like the older ships. They got done by like third-party people. So right now, everything is in-house now. So everyone's communicating with each other. That's why the ships look so damn good right now, and they're going back and redoing everything. Because the Constellation, I didn't like the first one, but the new Constellations.
I'm actually thinking of doing I keep using the Captain Flint model. I'm actually considering not buying any more ships and just kind of. I'm thinking of keeping the Freelancer because I love it so much, and that's gonna be my starter ship. And I'm just gonna start off with the Freelancer and work my way up because I've got a Hull E, I've got a Banu Merchantman. You know, if I could
sell, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if I could sell all those ships and like get myself a bus to be able to go to like TwitchCon and stuff, I think I'd rather do that.
And then when you earn the Hull E or the Banu, how glorious will that feel?
It will be glorious. I'll be like,
I will say, I will go on record and say that Flint it did inspire me to, because I have two characters. One of my characters is going to be normal streaming, and the other one I'm going to do a video series on it. And the video series I'm going to do is I'm not even going to use a ship. I'm going to go from absolutely nothing to
just work on people's ships, like scraping
people's ships until I get my own, and then kind of going on from there and kind of exploring and do a little bit more like role play style with that one. So
nice.
Oh, I would love to ruin that for you and say, hey, Paul, you can be on my crew on a Hull E, do one load, and then give him all the profits. Boom! Now you can buy any ship in the game. There you go.
Yeah, fuck him up. There you go.
I'm going to intentionally find people who have no idea who I am. You know.
I have no idea who you are.
We got 3 minutes left in this giveaway. Oops, sorry.
Disco Lando doesn't know who I am either, so I can easily just go on his crew.
You're really bitter. You're bitter about that, you know.
I'm just a little bitter.
Let it go,
Linda.
All right, next question.
Who's going to CitizenCon?
I'd love to. I don't have any way to get there yet. Next
I'm going there for sure.
Okay, so now do you know if the Freelancer missile? This is from Keep6. Will have increased cargo with more missiles or possible way to remove the increased cargo capacity. I'm wondering if they're going to take and use the cargo area from the Max inside the Mist, because the Mist has the missiles going up the sidewalls. If that now will possibly, this is my own opinion, they'll put the Max cargo back there, and that'll give you enough room to put cargo plus also have the missiles. Don't know. What do you guys think?
I think if it's big like the Max, they're probably going to put in missile loading mechanisms which take up the space and are not movable.
What I would think that since the Mist is more like this gunboat, I could see them putting more of the missile racks in, but also I could see them, instead of putting a cargo section there, screw the cargo, put in little deals where you can drop in gun racks in there and stuff, and it can actually be used for troops and stuff like that, offloaders. And they would actually have those little deals, and you would just open the back of it and they go running out and just jump out, of the back off of rails.
Well, I think you can do that
because it's like they could also implement it, like they said on the Caterpillar, that they're going to have those little deals where you can launch people out the front of it in these like pods, and then they would break away and they could hook onto your ship and cut their way into your ship and board.
Boarding parties.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yar, being launched like they did in Star Wars or Star Trek. They go.
They shot out with their EVA shoots, but I mean it's more like ODST pods essentially. Like you get shot out and there's a pod, and then the pod lands and it just cracks open and jump out, sort of thing. It's kind of cool.
All right, next question here. This is from Okay, this is from Cyberwolf. If you could change anything on the Freelancer right now, what would you change?
That dash.
The
Really?
gun question. That's the starter guns. That's about
I'd
it.
fix the front airlock.
The airlock's all fucked up. But I mean, to say that all that shit worked, maybe the styling.
I don't like the wings, the new wings.
Because they're
The
kind of-
loopy back part of the wings, it just looks a bit silly.
Was the dash like that on the first ship?
No.
Y'all sitting
No.
there? See, that's
I like the
what
dash.
would have pissed
Fight
me
me,
off.
Gio.
If I bought that ship and they changed up like that, I probably would have been pissed.
I kind of like this dash. I'm sorry. I'm on the different side with you guys. I kind of like the dash. I think it's
I like
cool.
the dash.
Yeah.
I'm with Gio.
So we got
No,
two
I'm
like the
with
dash.
Domo. Sorry, I'm with Domo, not Gio.
Okay, so we got two like.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's okay. Look, it just, I don't know.
It's also a work in progress.
I want
Oh,
that.
yeah, I can't wait to see what I can put on the dash.
What would you do with that space, Gio?
Well, I'm talking about if it was left closer so I could see out the window better. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
the first one. Do you guys have footage of the first one?
I
Well,
do.
then you'd
yeah.
have to be like a single guy in the front, like right up against the windscreen.
Let me go on Google and look at a picture.
Yeah, you look because it take me a second to bring it up. I made a video once of the Freelancer back in the day, but I had to dig it up.
Basically,
Also-
Gio, you're wrong. So let's move on.
That's
But-
right. I'm goddamn
mean-
wrong. Smoking mirrors.
I'll tell Gio this. The very first ship that I ever pledged for Star Citizen was the Freelancer. The original stock standard split front window piece of shit.
Not even split front. It was like a fucking bus. It had like 5 pillars in it.
Ridiculous looking penis
Yeah.
Freelancer. I loved it then, even as ridiculous as it was with its fucking split window and all its.
Oh,
you
somebody
know.
won. Shit, I didn't even notice. Hold on. Sorry about this. Like, we got so many giveaways tonight. Somebody won. I wasn't even noticing.
all right.
The winner was V Jovis. V Jovis. This is given away from GioGetMoney. So V Jovis _ Please send a message to Gio. Gio, if you'd say something in chat so he can click on your name. Make sure you contact Gio so he can give you the ship. He's gonna have to get your Star Citizen email address. That's all he needs, and he can gift you the ship in a minute. All right,
That's
now
right.
Clifford.
Yeah,
what were you giving away tonight, Clifford?
I actually gave someone the Gladiator earlier. I had to get it back real quick and give him the Freelancer. I fucked up my drunk ass.
Oh, wait a second. So did you give him the second? You gave him the Freelancer?
No. I got it back. He got the Freelancer. Yeah, so I still got the Gladiator LTI.
Oh, okay. So, but that somebody just won that one.
Okay, message me.
Okay, message Gio's drunk. 4 Locos fucking him up. All right.
That's all right. But basically,
Hold on real quick. Cliffy, you
I
were giving a ship.
loved it when it was a pig. So I love it now even more. The more iterations it goes through, the more they change, the more they modify. It's all for the better. As far as I'm concerned, as someone who liked the Freelancer as it was when it was a POS. So, in my opinion, the more they do to it to improve it, the better it gets. Big wide dash. And I know Clifford said it before, but anyone who's been in a very, very modern, and especially European, I'll say it more European than American, anyone who's been in a big, heavy European semi-trailer, like cab-over type chassis, the amount of room in those fuckers is ridiculous. It's like a cruise ship. It's fucking dumb. They've got 4 feet of fucking dashboard and all sorts of shit. It's ridiculous, but it fits. It fits the job. And honestly, you walk into that new cockpit and you look at it compared to go back to like 2 years ago and look at the Freelancer with that piece of shit, ugly dashboard and windows. And you're
I don't know. The one I'm looking at looks pretty nice. I don't know.
The new one looks really slick.
See, I mean, I used to drive tank transporters, so yeah, I know about the big cabs.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, previous to this version of the Freelancer, the old Freelancer, which was the new Freelancer compared to the old Freelancer, but you know what I'm talking about,
Freelancer 3.0
was very meh to me. It was like, I want to like it, I don't really like it. This new Freelancer, suddenly, I really freaking like it. I love the cabin. I love the living quarters. I love everything inside the ship.
That's just the MISC touch to it too. That's just the MISC palette getting put onto the Freelancer is what it is.
That's
Like
right.
I said, the view I'm looking at, just linked in chat. It looks pretty beautiful.
It was good in its day. I
did.
did like it, but now the new one I kind of like more, I guess is what it all comes down to.
At least they did away with the space nipples.
Space boobs are the best boobs.
The boob lancer. The boob lancer.
Boob lancer, best lancer.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
This one is an Aurora,
when they
guys.
leaked-
We're
when
giving
they-
away an Aurora starter package. So if you guys do not have Star Citizen at all, this is the way you can get into Star Citizen with an Aurora. This is being given away by Clifford, aka Miku.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is the Star Citizen starter package. It was the $30 one that they did 5,000 of. Basically, you get $1,000 of UEC. You get 3 months of insurance. You get a digital Star Citizen manual, Squadron 42 digital download, and Star Citizen digital download. So this is your one-stop shop for it's a badass deal.
Free blowjob from Clifford as well. Why not throw it in?
Yes. Wow. The javelin.
Why not?
He's committed. He really is.
I was pissed I couldn't get a javelin. That's why you guys are.
Yes, you'll get to sit on my Idris M's railgun as I fire it.
Cliffy, do you have a javelin?
Yes, 2 of them.
I want to ride. Okay, yeah, I knew you had 2. I don't even know why I asked. I want to ride on your javelin because
That's fine.
Star Citizen Noah. Of course he has 2. Didn't you give him the nickname Star Citizen Noah, Gio?
Yeah, I did. I don't know why I even asked. It's just one up.
Well, that's changed since then because I did melt a lot of my ships because I've been going on. Me and Stakas have talked about it. I went on a more of a strategy of I got one of every ship at least, but I'm starting to get double or triples of the ones that's going to make me the most money in the universe. Like the Hull E's, the Parax, the New Merchantman. The stuff that I know will bring me the most income from my dollars.
Gotcha. If you ever get rid of that javelin, just let me know.
No, I need that heavy military because then if somebody messes with our crew, then I'll say, "Hey, Imperium, I got extra ships. Come load them up and go pwn their asses, please. Thank you."
So if I go into the next question, I do want to answer this one question. It's a little bit further down, but Finley CB asked, "How do I fly a ship?" And this is for all you new folks out there. What you have to do is when you download the game, you have to make sure you have a package. Once you have the package, you download the game. Make sure if you're old backer, make sure you have the new launcher. Because if you haven't played the game in a while, there's a launcher you have to download. But then when you get into the game, you have to go into the universe, that original universe, and you wake up in your hab. You go down to the center of the station, and there's these little screens. You hit F, you'll see your use button pop up as you get near it. You hit F, and it'll pop up. You'll kind of like focus in on the screen, and you can choose a ship. You click that ship, you hit Enter, and then you hit Control F to get out of that screen, and then you can go through one of the various airlocks, and it'll actually pop up on your screen like a little dot, so you can kind of go towards it, run towards it, and see where it is. And then you get in the ship and use F to fly. I mean, that's to pay respects.
So to fill in the second part, if that was actually how do I actually fly a spaceship, do the tutorial. It's buggy, but it does show you all the basics of flying a spaceship.
Can I please add something that all of them have forgotten? Make sure you at least have a keyboard and mouse, joystick, or a HOTAS.
Yes. And a computer. A computer would be
You
good.
can also have a controller. You can also have a controller.
Yeah.
Also, the tutorial's super well hidden as well.
Yeah.
So the tutorial, for those who don't know where it is, it's in electronic access, and you'll find it in there. It's not in the universe, and so a lot of people don't even know there's a tutorial. I showed it off one time, and they're like, "There's a tutorial."
Yeah,
and also it's kind of like the first time you actually see a character actually interacting with you,
It's
really, it's really, yeah. I mean, it's got really good dialogue in it. Check it out, you'll love it.
In fact, I'm gonna do that next stream.
Actually, Cliffy, we gotta do this giveaway now.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna do this giveaway. Do it now because we still have to give away his other freelancer. So
yeah, go ahead. Do what you need to do.
Do it.
Fucking do it. Listen, guys, quickly type in ! Miku. I'm doing the giveaway in like 2 seconds here, so go ahead. ! Miku. Type it in now! ! Miku. Then we're gonna do the giveaway, and then I'm gonna move on to the other one. Hurry up! Fucking
Just do it, Captain. I cannot give you any more ships to give away.
Yeah, I got to.
They're running out of time.
Fuck.
Gotta get my hat on. There you go. There's the name. Type in
Miku.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Just wow.
It should have been Miku Noah.
I just want to
I was
Miku's
there when that hat was purchased for him.
Yep. And I'm definitely going to wear it at PAX South for Captain Richards if he comes down. Definitely, I got to go rub beards with him and take pictures.
I'll have a gift for you. I'll have a gift for you, Clifford, as well when you come to PAX South. So
Awesome. Oh, so you are going to go to PAX
As a
South?
Scotsman, I demand you stop
Yeah,
this.
we've got a whole like streamer house that's going on. It's like Biojet, myself, Captain Richard. A lot
I
of
hate all
Darkest
that.
Mind, that was not my Scottish accent. That was my New England accent. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, here we go. Giveaway. Right now, good luck. Whoever wins, may the force be with you and shit. Here we go. Yeah. Winner is Kriginski. Chingriginski. Must be Irish.
Rigged.
Fucking rigged. Stip it.
Rigged.
Rigged.
It's a tarp.
It's a tarp.
Chigrinsky.
Rigged it is.
Rigged, bruh.
Congratulations, Chigrinsky.
Kriginski, you have to type in exclamation point claim. Exclamation point claim.
Welcome
That is
to
not a
the
bot
system.
name at all. Totally. Fucking dude.
Chigrinsky, no, he's a regular in my
There you
stream.
go. So there you go. Good guy.
Oh, there you
He's a
go.
fantastic
I
person.
see how it is.
Exclamation point claim. Did he do it?
I gave all my viewers before I dropped over the cast. I gave them all one mission to win every ship tonight.
Well, that's one of them
In
then.
the name of the narwhal.
In the name of the narwhal, claim this ship. Claim this ship.
How long does he have?
He's only got 30 seconds. Better do it quick, like.
30
Yeah,
seconds.
bruh.
It's going to re-roll on its own if you don't. Please, guys, do not claim. Do not claim if you're not winning. It times you out for 4 hours. You'll never win the next ship.
But look, I bought all 200 javelins, so I'm gonna give everyone one.
Kugrinski
Okay,
is left,
He left.
I guess.
Wrecked, bruh.
So while this is going on, somebody else read the next question. Go ahead. Get
All
a
right,
good,
so,
pick a good one out of there. We got like
most
4
of these are stuff we've covered. Like, have any of you used the melt system? Has anyone here played the offline Crusader mode? I think most of us have played it online. And if so, the performance differences online for offline, say staff development, is it a positive or negative? I think that's been discussed in other places. Is the reason why the offline mode works better than the online mode is because the online mode requires to use both the CPU from the servers and your own CPU. And when you're in the offline mode, it's just your own CPU. So if you have a decent CPU, you can run it pretty well. Whereas the online servers,
Holy
right
shit! He claimed it with 1 second left.
Oh my God! Really?
Nice.
That
Last
clutch ship
second.
claim, yo.
Clutch dough.
Completely last second. I'm looking at the timer going, okay, next person is going to draw the next person.
The buzzer beater.
Buzzer beater.
Slow motion.
Holy shit. Okay, well, so you have to, Clifford, you guys work it out?
Where's
Kugrinski. Kugrinski, contact Cliffy. His name's a little easier to spell than yours.
Yeah, I see it. That was close. I'll send you a message on Twitch.
All right, now we got our last and final giveaway tonight, I believe, right? Did you have one, Berserker?
I had the beta or the bang stang.
The beta.
All
No,
right, well,
it's the beta.
we've
or
only
the
got-
bang stang. It's the
we've
only
only-
two. It's not the beta. It's the beta
we only
or
got
the bang
15 minutes. These are going to be 2 quick ones. We'll do the beta bang. We'll do the beta bang stang, and then we'll do the Mustang beta, and then we'll do a real quick Geo's last freelancer for the night.
You can run this pretty fast because it's a bang stang. It's
Okay.
awesome. It's a great sort of ship.
Bang,
So,
stang.
Well,
Bang,
hello,
stang,
Captain
bang.
Xylo. I hope you're taking the weekend off.
yeah, I hope you are too, dude.
Man, these prices are low. They'll be never this low again because you just have to just claim it.
This is our holiday,
Yeah.
guys. Believe us, we do not ever do this every week. This is fucking.
No.
Yeah.
We're dropping
Yeah.
like
We've
$1,000
gone
in
absolutely
ships.
nuts
Yes.
this
I got money, but I don't have that much money yet.
Geo's got Four Loco. As long as you guys keep sending him that Four Loco, we're gonna keep.
Hey, Captain Xylo's in chat. He's from CIG.
Hey, Xylo.
Hello.
Welcome to
Xylo.
2 minutes ago.
Hello.
How you doing?
Wait,
Geo's
we
a
need to
big
have
fan.
Xylo call in. That would be awesome.
Xylo, phone in.
Call in the number right over here.
Tell us your secret spots for all those delicious meals you've been posting on the Discords. During the PTUs, he had a tradition where he would post his lunch or his dinner. He'd take a picture of it and post it on the Discord.
Yeah. Come on, Xylo. Call the number. Enter the password.
Y'all need to give a brother a
Describe
discount
the
when he buys
sandwich.
some chips for giveaways. Can I get a discount?
All right, here we go, guys.
Shit.
Next giveaway is starting only 5 minutes, and we're going to do a freelancer giveaway right after that. So let's get this shit done. All you got to do is type an exclamation point bang. Exclamation
Bang, bang.
point bang to get your chance to get a bang stang.
From a bar seems like the perfect place to call Xylo. Because we're all drunk too.
I'm a space bartender. It's what I do
Look at his
during this
outfit.
live stream. So why not?
Holy crap, an Australian that actually drinks Foster's?
I'm
This
glad
is
you
the
brought that
point.
up.
There's a point of him doing this.
This is in commemoration for me making the decision and starting the process of me moving to America.
Oh, so
Wait, that is not an
Legit-
American Foster's. Our
legit,
Foster's are like those
it's happening.
fucking Four Locos that he's drinking.
No,
Move to Chicago. Yeah, move to
it's
Chicago.
happening.
Four locos and bang hookers. I mean, come out.
I'm going to be moving to Austin mid to late next year, hopefully. Everything goes well. And I'm drinking Foster's because only Americans drink Foster's.
Right.
Only Americans drink Foster's, yes. And not even Americans drink Foster's. It's terrible, terrible beer.
Well, more Americans drink Foster's than Australians do. So I feel like I have to be a real American, actually drink Foster's to fit in with the
if you're
American.
going to be a real American, you have to drink either Bud Light or Miller Light.
I have some whinge here. This is just as good. This is a substitute for both of those.
No, it's not urine, okay? It's not urine. Oh, it's Texas, so he's got to
Wait
drink
a second, we're getting a bit vapid in here.
I'm drinking it.
Let's focus, guys. Let's focus.
Gio is starting to slur his eyes, so let's go on to the next question before we lose him.
All right, so some of these I'm gonna skip some of these questions, but because some of them we've already covered, like the news.
Yeah, just find some good ones in there because we got a lot of questions.
Let's see. Love you guys. What do you? This is from Perry Hope. Thank you. Love you guys. Thank you. What do you guys think about it? About when the mining system and the RSI Orion will be implemented? Like, when do you think that'll be implemented?
I think they will be quite tightly coupled. Really, because we don't unless they put in a smaller ship with mining capability or handheld mining functionality. They need to put the Orion in the game, and they're already working on procedural asteroid tech. So that stuff's.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed. I was kind of hoping that with the Reliance that they were going to put in a mini miner out of one of those. I was
think
really
it's coming next year.
Yeah, I really hope that they'll reconsider and do a Reliant miner because I think it would be perfect for it. Just because how it can articulate flat and sideways like that and still fly, articulated correctly. I think it would be a perfect mining ship and just put little arms that will come out and stuff and mine and drill and stuff. It'd be kind of neat.
I would like RSI to make a mini one, to be honest, like a mini version of the Orion or something. Because like RSI needs some more ships, so I wouldn't mind them making.
Well, I mean, I think the ships that really need it is Crusader. Crusader only has one ship right now, which is the Genesis. And Genesis is supposed to be this great ship manufacturing company that has one ship.
Well, Boeing only had
Outland, right?
Boeing only had the 737 or the 737 or whatever. There was a short time they only made like one plane, right?
Yeah, I don't think mining ships is their style.
Yeah.
No more Misk and no more Aegis. As much as I love Aegis,
no more Aegis.
Aegis and Misk. I mean, Misk, like for like the past, it was like 2 months, like 2 months straight. They had sales. I was like, oh, you know what? No more. They had way too many ships, like 2-3 months.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, let's go on to the next question.
I think the actual mining tech shouldn't be too far out. But yeah, I think the Orion. But it's a big ship. A big ship takes a long time to make. Yeah. So it's. I don't know. Unless they give us some kind of handheld mining tech.
Well, I mean, there's going to be some mining tech available because Squadron 42 is taking place around the what was it called again? The Shubin Mining Center.
Yeah, the Shubin's going to be cool.
Shubin is a mining company, so maybe we'll see some mining tech just from the fact that we have to have
the miner bots and stuff. Yeah, we'll see that.
And also maybe handheld mining equipment that you'll see like people EVAing out and like mining up some asteroids. So
what I'm really hoping for too is when I get a chance to actually sit down with some of the SIG developers later on. Me being in the natural gas and engineering deal about refinement and stuff, I would love to get them actual schematics and show them how things are refined and stuff to give them ideas on how to actually, when they develop this tech in the deal, to kind of base it around real world refining.
Gio's not going to blow chunks. He's a man. He's on a mission. The winner is paramedic.
All right, so
paramedic. Hold on a second, real quick. Paramedic, you won. Please claim it. Whoever wins, you got to contact Zerker. Okay, whoever wins, got to contact Zerker. That's your responsibility. I have to start the next giveaway right now, so hurry up, Paramedic, and claim that. And then as soon as you claim it, we're going to move on to the next one. We're going to be giving away the last ship tonight. Paramedic got it. Great.
Crazy.
Paramedic got it. Paramedic German. I think probably Paramedic German. Good. Grats. Paramedic, contact Berserker. Let's do our final giveaway, which is the final Freelancer of the night. Another one donated by Gio. Let's go ahead. Next question.
Next question is
contact Berserker.
Yeah.
I'm open. I'm always here. I'm always listening.
If
He is the station.
If you want to
He
be,
is the station.
there you go.
Yeah, he is the station. He's always live.
I live on a space station. Yeah, that's where it works. Anyways, this one is a funny one. A fun one is, why are all of you guys so damn sexy?
Okay. It's just
The beards, bro.
Genetics and beards.
I think lots of genetics.
Beards and Four Locos.
No,
Truth is,
the Four Locos is why you think other people are attractive.
Right.
They're not.
Maybe Sniffle Wizard, the guy who asked the question, is drinking Four Locos. That's the reason why he thinks.
Maybe that is the case.
Four Locos is life,
Maybe
bro.
he's shit-faced and has no idea.
Whatever this game is,
I like all of you. You look like a prophet. Lower the map. I'm
Four
here.
Locos have killed more people than.
Four Loco, baby.
Yeah, he's so drunk already. It's only been 2 hours.
One of my subscribers was like, "Man, eat something. I don't want you to get sick." I said, "I'm good, bro. I'm good."
I'm blow chunky.
All right.
Yet.
The next question after that is from _test squadron best squadron.
Yes, baby.
As streamers, are you guys really going to use the Mako in game to do stream recording while streaming in real life?
If it
what are your
works,
plans
like,
for it?
If there
I
works,
bought one,
if you
so
want.
I plan on it.
Why not?
if it
I'm
works,
waiting to see the mechanics of how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of think it's like an $85. Hey, promote our game some more.
I personally
Okay,
think it's overpriced.
Yeah,
I
So
do.
it seems like a lot of extra money for this functionality because
For a flying camera.
it's novel, but it seems
Right now,
like,
I'm streaming the game without one. So, I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily needed, but if it does have some cool functionality, like you were saying, like if you go and buy ships and it has like a pop-up HUD thing that shows who's in it, what their scores are, or whatever, some kind of thing. Like, maybe
Yeah,
that'd
and
be cool.
I can totally see it for stuff like my Friday Throwdown and similar community-built events, filming for stuff like that. Awesome.
I would just love to be streaming and be able to film it, live action battles and stuff that I don't want to take part in, but I do want to capture the moments and stuff. And I think it'd be awesome to commentate on that kind of stuff happening. And then plus that, if they signify where your ship actually puts out saying that, hey, you are a news van and that you're not on either side in the battle, so that you can freely move closer to the ships, even though you got to stay out of the line of fire, but you can still capture the action while these people can, people who want that footage can concentrate on their battle, and then later on come hit you up and say, hey, I would like a copy of that newsreel. I want to see, what our org did and stuff because we were concentrating on the battle.
Or streaming to in-game bars and stuff like that.
What if you
that
could get
Omnidon just
paid
said.
in verse for footage though?
Yeah,
there you go.
Paparazzi stuff. Why not?
I think that'd be cool.
I just spotted Chris Roberts out
in from that.
I just spotted Chris Roberts getting on a ship. And
You guys hear me?
Yeah,
We just
who's
got
calling?
We've got a caller.
Hi, you're talking to StarCast. Who's this?
Who's calling?
StarCast Live.
Oh, you guys can hear me.
Yes.
How you doing,
Yes.
bro? We hear you.
What's your name, caller?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, this is BDG.
Who?
How can we help you today, BDG?
What's up?
What's your
Wait,
question?
Can you unban me from the Twitch?
Did what now?
Huh?
Why were you banned?
I typed claim, dude, and you banned me.
Actually, can I just make a point? Due to the recent release of the Star Wars movie, a lot of streamers are using a very large list of auto ban words.
No, he typed claim.
Sometimes it will accidentally random ban people. You may not have been banned by any of us intentionally. It may have been an
No,
accident.
actually, it was the bot because he typed in claim after the.
Get wrecked.
No, it's
Gio's so fucking.
Gio's losing it. I don't know what's
No,
going
it's-
on.
no, Domo tried to explain to people that if you type in claim and you didn't win the prize or whatever, it will kick you out for the rest of pretty much the
That
rest
is
of the
also true. If you claim something you didn't win, you will get banned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gio's lost it, man.
Now, hey, Geekdomo, it is temporary, right? It just
Yeah, you
it'll
come
go
back.
away.
Yeah.
10-minute timeout.
It's like a 10-minute timeout or something. Yeah.
Into a Narnia about.
Yeah.
Anyway, just to expand on that previous question,
Yes.
to move things back along after
Okay.
the crazy, suddenly a banned person. So I had a question, well, an expansion on that from Mr. Turkey himself. He said the real question is, with the Mako, how much will the core co-pilot be able to help the streamer out? That's an interesting question because it is a dual crew ship.
Mhm.
Like, as the streamer, would you want to be the pilot flying around, or do you want to be the man on the console on the back?
Probably console.
Yeah, probably console.
And there's going to be a lot of communication there. So can you narrate over that while giving orders to the guy? The whole thing, it's there's a lot of devil in the detail, and I would love to see that.
I could see it also being a chase camera. Like people like Domo and Baron have large moderator teams that work with them closely with.
Pros. I got the best mods ever.
Yeah, and awesome mods.
Yes.
Thank you for doing this, what you do.
Exactly. I'm serious.
But like maybe you could have a streamer who has a chase Mako who follows them around and films them as they do what they're supposed to be doing.
idea.
So you can kind of get footage from a different angle of what's going on. So you can put it up to YouTube later, or you could or whatever. So there are some things you can be done with it.
So yeah, so if anyone wants to be my camera crew, send your applications into campflinttv@gmail. And, you will be considered.
You'll be considered.
Well, we have 5 more minutes, guys, left of this giveaway. All you got to do is type in !4 loco. And the person who called, I couldn't make out your name. Sorry.
It was
Contact
like
DMV. I thought it was DMV.
Yeah, contact Orbrak. He's my lead mod. He can unban you. Make sure you're all set. Okay. Sorry about that.
Alrighty.
It's an automatic thing the bot does. It's nothing we did on purpose.
Yeah.
You got wrecked, bro.
Jesus.
So what do you guys think the next feature is going to be in Star Citizen, the universe? Is it going to be cargo hauling, mining?
Love cargo hauling. I want to see some
Cargo
fucking
hauling.
picking some shit up and dropping it off. That's all I want to do.
Yes.
I think they
Cargo
already
hauling.
mentioned that. They even mentioned that in the ATV or the reverse. They talked about that the next big feature is.
Yeah, I think cargo hauling is what is really going to bring in a lot of people that have been waiting in the wings.
I think
for.
it was Bad News Baron's video because he made a video apparently where he picked up the soda machine out of the derelict station, put it in the back of something, and hauled it back.
Yeah. Benny who holds out on you, because I think it's the tease that you have Benny and you have like the soda machines. You have this Chinese machine and this soda machine, and you can't access it. It's like, I want some Chinese food. I want some Chinese food.
Oh, Benny's
Put sauce on that bitch.
Benny, stop holding out on me, man.
Benny's look at fucking Gio. He's gone, man.
What? I'm
Get
fine.
that space noodle.
That was 2 cans. I need some of that shit.
Who's giving out space noodle?
There's
You roll
no,
about
No one
that
has space noodles.
Six
Yo.
moon. We can't really do a lot of exploration right now. There's just not enough room to go out. So this is a bubble, but a much larger bubble than what it was before.
Yeah, we was in a
Ladies and
square.
gentlemen, this is why 4 Loco has been made illegal in so many countries.
Including the United States, if last time I checked.
It's
I don't know
in
how you
America.
got
You
it.
can have them in Illinois.
Alrighty, so
He's fucking lit.
I've had half a gallon of beer and he's just out of his shit. It's ridiculous.
That's great.
Hey, 4 Locos ain't no joke, bro.
Yeah,
all right, so let's see. It's a long one from the Brock Kelly.
Brock Kelly. I know Brock Kelly.
Yeah,
I know Brock. Hey,
Chris
Brock.
Roberts described the Freelancer in his latest interview with Wykstrom. He talks about it being being the proper cutlass, as in bigger and better in every way.
Wait a second. Wikstrom got an interview with Chris
architecture
Roberts?
and everything, and also talks about the Constellation being being the big. Is there a wraparound going on?
Dude, unban me. Come on. Why am I still banned?
Buddy, it's an auto ban that lasts about 10 minutes, dude.
Yeah, that's only 10 minutes. It's
Did you type claim to a prize that you didn't actually win? Because that's an auto ban.
And have you spoken to Orbrak as requested?
Talk to Orbrak. He'll
Yeah,
fix it
as
for
put
you.
in
Orbrak.
chat.
Yeah, Orbrak.
Orbrak, and he will talk to you.
Type that out.
Okay.
Type that out.
Orbrak?
Orbrak, you know,
Orbrak.
one of the
Orbrak.
mods.
It's just three mods in the chat.
Big green sword up the top of the chat list. Thanks. Thanks for coming.
Hold on.
Now we're
Okay.
talking with
No,
whatever his name was.
now what were you saying, Berserker?
Okay,
I'm kind of lost.
It
it.
is in bigger and better in every way. In
Um,
the same ways that Azure also talks about the Constellation being the biggest dogfight capable ships. With those things in mind, I was wondering if what did you call a Freelancer? Why you guys call Freelancer a truck? It's not a fighter. It's a truck. Well, but it's a smaller, more nimble Connie, right? Is it the big, or is it the big brother of the Cutlass, right? I get love for trucking and often blah 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 blah. But just because it's a name, it's a truck. It's okay that it's okay for the cockpit to be horrendous. Also, do you guys feel the relationship with the cockpit visibility and fighting efficiency as it relates to the game, not real life.
That's a long one.
That's a long question for.
That's long. That was a lot of words.
Why do you guys like the HUD and I don't? So the cockpit and I don't. Essentially, the freelancer's job is not. Is it? You're what you're trying to say? I think is that it's a mini fighter. It's not a fighter.
Oh, it's totally not.
It's a multi-purpose ship, and like a multi-purpose ship, it's got to have multiple purposes. And some things are going to get dropped out, like visibility is going to get dropped out.
Like,
he's talking about to Freelancer visibility, right?
But
okay. This goes along with what Chris has already stated for all of these ships having their own characteristics to them. They're all got to have their in-game plus and minuses to balance. Yeah. Mm-hmm. One's going to have better visibility versus the other one because that's the plus minus. You're going to give up something to have something else. So you're having this big ass cargo hauler that has a lot of firepower to it and more armor to it, but you're going to give up a little bit of visibility.
Gomez 911, you have to type in ! claim.
Yeah.
He got it. All right, he got it.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah. Not every ship can be a Mustang or an Avenger or an M50 with a ridiculous amount of visibility. It's just like in real life when you get in a whole bunch of different cars. They're not all the same.
No.
You get into a mini 1-2-ton removal truck. You can't see everything around.
They have various blind spots in them.
Yeah, and if you think about the even tanks, if you look at like the visibility viewpoints in some tanks, especially the older tanks,
what visibility?
Like this.
What visibility?
This little window that you can kind of see out of.
There, I used to have a Suzuki SP125. It's an enduro motorcycle. It was terrible on road and terrible off road. It's a multi-purpose bike, and so that's just the way shit works. All right, guys, it's time for us to get the fuck out of here. I do want to say something real quick. Thank you so much for Gio for being extremely generous tonight, and everybody else, Clifford, Flint,
Merry Christmas to the best goddamn community of all time.
Every motherfucker in chat, throw up some goddamn love for Gio.
Yeah.
What is Captain? What is
Captain? Drunk ass money right now.
What is Captain Zylo doing? He's putting in their explanation part glaive.
Wait, is that a glaive giveaway?
Captain Zylo's doing a glaive.
Maybe he's giving a glaive away.
Maybe he is.
Is Zylo giving a glaive away?
Everyone, get them hearts up there. Motherfucking Gio is
Lots
the man.
of hearts, yes.
I got a glaive, but y'all ain't getting that shit.
Now listen.
He got that paper on lock. He is a player.
We won't be back.
I want that screen, baby.
Look at that love. Look at that love for Gio. Get it in there. Love you all. Fantastic. Great community. I love it.
I love you guys. Now listen. We won't be back next weekend, so I wanted to tell every one of you out there, please drive safe when you're going to visit your families and everything for the holidays.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink for Loco and drive.
Let friends drive drunk.
Drive and drink so you get to your location drunk already.
Yes.
And if you haven't seen the latest Star Wars, or you have seen the latest Star Wars, do not spoil it for anybody else.
Yeah.
Don't be a cunt. Fucking don't spoil it.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
I'm going to have a little rant. It's going to be a 30-second rant. I had a motherfucker spoil Star Wars for me. Legit. It was 2 days out. It wasn't even released in most countries. It was one of those preview fucking people.
Hey, I didn't get
the
the message.
Motherfucker spoiled that shit for me.
Somebody didn't message me yet.
People, don't be a fucking cunt. Just go and see Star Wars, love it, and let other people enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So anyway, guys, please be careful out there. Take it easy. Go have some fun. Go watch some stuff.
Relax,
and relax, enjoy yourself. And great thing, Lady Mate, you just said, if you can't watch a stream next weekend, go feed some homeless people or something. Do something nice for people.
What's the guy's name?